This chat group administrator really takes things seriously. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 201, Hero. The night gradually became darker, and everyone fell asleep at midnight. A full moon hung in the sky. There were not so many convenient facilities in ancient times. Unlike modern times, even the night can be as bright as the day. The nights in ancient times were very dark. The entire inn was wrapped in darkness, and there was only a small kerosene lamp at the front desk of the inn. It was late at night, but there were always people who liked to stay up late. Above the inn, a nimble black shadow suddenly appeared. She was like an animal, slowly crawling across one room after another, without making any sound. Jigoyan opened his eyes and then closed them again. Mingfei, who was meditating and practicing, paused for a moment and then started practicing again. After the black shadow passed through one room after another, it came to the window of a room. Then the black shadow blew gently at the window. The window that was originally closed opened automatically. The opened window did not make any sound. Everything was quiet. The little thief in black quietly entered the room. This is Jiangnan's room. The earth spirit pearl was thrown on the table by him casually. After the black shadow fumbled in the room for a while, it soon found the earth spirit pearl on the table. She rushed over with joy and stretched out her hand to pick up the earth spirit pearl. Just when she was about to succeed, a big hand grabbed her hand in advance. Feeling the warmth from the palm, the black shadow subconsciously moved her hand. Her other palm turned into a hand knife and chopped at the person who grabbed her hand. As expected, her attacking hand was also caught. You are a beautiful woman, but why are you a thief? The candlelight suddenly lit up, illuminating the small guest room. At the same time, it also illuminated the appearance of two people. Jiangnan and Wanyuzi. Under the dim light, Wanyuzi's angry expression was, "Let me go," Jiangnan said with a smile. "You don't seem to understand the situation yet. You are a thief." Jiangnan gently clamped Wanyuzi's wrist and directly clamped her to the ground. Wanyuzi only felt that her two wrists were clamped tightly by iron clamps, and she couldn't resist at all. "You are not an ordinary person." "I never said I was an ordinary person." It was midnight. A man and a woman were alone. If they were caught by someone, there would be bad rumors, and this was ancient times. In ancient times, girls' chastity was very important, not to mention a married woman. Wanyuzi wanted to struggle, even wanted to shout, but she heard Jiangnan's words in her ears. "By the way, you'd better lower your voice. After all, you are a married woman, and I'm just an outsider. Even if I'm discovered and misunderstood, I will leave soon. But you are different. Once the seeds of suspicion are planted, they will take root and sprout." Wanyuzi knew that she was planted, so she did not resist and let Jiangnan hold her. "What do you want? I'm just a weak woman." Wanyuzi's voice was soft and weak, which could easily arouse a man's desire to protect her. But Jiangnan was a straight man. "You are not weak, at least stronger than most men in this world. After all, you are a fox who has cultivated into a spirit." Wanyuzi's body stiffened. She knew that her identity had been completely seen through. If the other party is some Taoist priests, they may treat her as a bad monster and get rid of her. If she died, her husband would be left alone, and the result would naturally be death. "Sir, I have never harmed anyone. Although I'm a monster, I just want to stay with my husband forever. Please forgive me. I will never dare to have any ideas about you again." Jiangnan shook his head. "You can't say that. After all, things have happened now. If you make a mistake, you must admit it. Admitting a mistake can't just be done verbally, otherwise the world will have to be vigilant. Why not do anything to the government?" Wanyuzi knew that what happened tonight would not be easily resolved, but she couldn't use that method to beg a man to let her go. This would be unfair to her husband. "What do you want? I still have some money here." Jiangnan let go of his hand. "Please let me hear your story." Wanyuzi was slightly stunned, but Jiangnan's eyes were full of the charm of wanting to hear a story. Lighting up at night, the two sat at the table and told stories. "You have a story, but I don't have wine." Wanyuzi is a fox spirit. She transformed into a beautiful woman and fell in love with a human man. For some unknown reason, the man was suddenly poisoned. Even if one Yuzhi consumed her own magic power, she could not cure this strange poison, so she set her sights on the Earth Spirit Pearl. But she could not defeat the old vine monster at all, and naturally ended in failure. The story is over, and it feels a bit like strange stories from a Chinese studio. So, if you want to cure this strange poison, you need the Earth Spirit Pearl, Jiang Nan said, while playing with the Earth Spirit Pearl in his hand. One Yuzhi nodded, but her eyes were always fixed on the pearl in Jiang Nan's hand. By the way, madam, you don't want to lose your husband, do you? Jiang Nan's words suddenly had a hint of threat. One Yuzhi suddenly had a bad premonition. What do you want? Jiang Nan showed a sly smile. He felt that he also had the appearance of a hero. In the past, during the Three Kingdoms, Boss Ko assassinated Deng Zuo and held the emperor hostage to command the princes. He played the king's tournament with many powerful generals. Looking at Boss Ko's life, although he is not a hero, he is also a peerless hero. He is also regarded by later generations as a capable minister in a peaceful era and a hero in troubled times. He is a hero, and he is really domineering. One Yuzhi shook her head quickly. I will never do anything to let my husband down. Really? Your husband probably won't live for a few days. Do you think you still have a choice? Besides, if you don't say it, and I don't say it, who will know it? Jiang Nan's tone was full of temptation. One Yuzhi lowered her head and didn't know what she was thinking. So, give me a few of your best ointments. Jiang Nan suddenly stood up and said happily. Huh? One Yuzhi had a question mark on her face. I can't help it. I promised a few of my friends that I would bring them local specialties. Your ointment is very good. This kind of ancient natural ointment is much better than the modern cosmetics with various additives, and it does not hurt the skin. This kind of local specialty will definitely satisfy them. Moreover, one of my friends is a 30-year-old beautiful girl who has not yet married. Maybe this good ointment can help her find a boyfriend who is suitable for her, so I don't have to listen to her complaints every day. Jiang Nan stated her purpose. She promised to bring local specialties to a few friends, and she can't break her promise. One Yuzhi didn't know where to complain. Is a 30-year-old beautiful girl still a beautiful girl? That's it? That's it. What else can I do? Jiang Nan spread his hands. Are just a few ointments enough? You can lend me the Earth Spirit Pearl, so that I can treat my husband. One Yuzhi asked uncertainly. Yes. Jiang Nan said it as a matter of course. One Yuzhi suddenly felt a headache. It turned out that things were so simple. The manuscripts are used up. Brothers. Thank you for your monthly votes these days. Thank you so much. I will save the manuscript for a while before updating. I promise to satisfy you. If you have extra monthly votes, please vote. Recommendation votes are also okay. ****. Chapter 202, Hell. The next morning, the sun was shining brightly. Jiang Nan opened the room, and it was another happy day. What happened last night seemed to have no effect on him. The Earth Spirit Pearl had been lent to one Yuzhi last night. It must have been used up by now. At the door of the inn, one Yuzhi walked in with the Earth Spirit Pearl. She had a happy smile on her face, and it seemed that she had used the Earth Spirit Pearl to treat the strange poison in her husband's body. Everyone looked at one Yuzhi. Jiang Nan greeted her warmly. Hey, beautiful lady, how is it? Thank you for your help, sir. I have nothing to repay you. One Yuzhi bowed and respectfully presented the Earth Spirit Pearl with both hands. Jiang Nan took the Earth Spirit Pearl. Don't say that. And I got what I wanted. Maybe those ointments are not as good as the Earth Spirit Pearl, but in Jiang Nan's eyes, they are all the same. The value of an item depends on its usefulness. The Earth Spirit Pearl is not very useful to Jiang Nan. On the contrary, these small local specialties are very suitable for Jiang Nan to give to his friends. Jingshan looked left and right, not knowing what was going on. After the Earth Spirit Pearl was delivered, one Yuzhi planned to leave. Her husband had just recovered from a serious illness and needed someone to take care of him. Then I will leave first. Everyone take care of yourselves. Okay, goodbye. Jiang Nan tossed the Earth Spirit Pearl in his hand as usual. It seemed that this treasure nurtured by heaven and earth was just an inconspicuous stone to him. The next stop is Fengdu. Fengdu is a city connecting the yin and yang worlds. At night, the intersection of hell will open, and the fire spirit pearl is on the body of the fire ghost king in hell. Speaking of which, Jingshan almost married the fire ghost king. He was hugged and kissed fiercely by the fire ghost king. In fact, the fire ghost king is not bad looking, and this world full of demons and monsters is very accepting of cross-race love. For example, Zhu Changqing and the descendants of Nuwa, a grassroots hero. After arriving in Fengdu city, everyone just felt a sense of desolation. At this time, Jiang Nan said with a smile. Speaking of which, Jingshan, your wife isn't here. Although she didn't enter the bridal chamber, she has completed all the necessary procedures. Jingshan shook his head quickly. I don't like ghosts. Jiang Nan, you can't say that. The fire ghost king is not bad looking. You should learn more from Ninkei-chan. Isn't he just an undead knight? It's not a big deal. Jingshan's mouth twitched slightly. Boss, stop joking. Our goal is the fire spirit pearl. Actually, the seduction plan is also quite good. Jiang Nan showed a wicked smile. I refuse. Jingshan crossed his hands in front of his chest and refused without hesitation. Lu Mingfei said thoughtfully. In fact, if you can ignore some details, the fire ghost king is not bad. The appearance of the fire ghost king in red is comparable to many beautiful school beauties in schools. In fact, it's not a disadvantage to enter the bridal chamber. Old Lu, why do you think so too? Do you modern people think like this? Lu Mingfei patted Jingshan on the shoulder. That's because you have too little experience. When you have seen Ninkei-chan, the friend of life and death, Zhu Hanwen, the hero of the wild, Dong Yang of the Han Dynasty, the Dragon Knight Yuan Liuai, and the Lizard King Atsun, you will find that as long as there is love, race is not a problem at all. Although Jingshan didn't understand what it meant, he still shook his head and refused. Beauty trap, don't do this kind of thing. The crowd entered Fengdu city in this way. The gate connecting Fengdu to hell will only be opened at night. Of course, if Jiang Nan wants to go in at this time, he can also directly cut the space between the two worlds and open a way by himself. But this is much more boring. They are here for tourism, and they haven't experienced the process yet. It would be very boring to jump to the end directly. But what they didn't expect was that everyone met an acquaintance here. Of course, for that person, he was not familiar with everyone at all. He was the ghost messenger Xiao Yan. Everyone was wandering around Fengdu city. Suddenly, a pale man with a Mediterranean hairstyle stopped everyone. He looked like he was in his 50s or 60s. Hey, judging from your appearance, it seems that you are here to have fun. Why is it you? Jingshan was very impatient. Ghost messenger Xiao Yan, who travels between the two worlds, is neither human nor ghost, and likes to deceive people. Jiang Nan narrowed his eyes. You came to talk to us. You don't want to make friends, do you? Xiao Yan said with a smile while fanning himself. Making friends is not bad. As he spoke, his eyes looked at Long Kui. Long Kui hid behind Jingshan in fear. What are you looking at? Haven't you seen a beautiful woman? Xiao Yan admitted generously. I have indeed never seen such a beautiful woman, and she is very special. Jiang Nan looked Xiao Yan up and down and suddenly said. Hey, old man, lend me your ghost messenger token for 2 days. The ghost messenger's token allows people to enter and exit the yin and yang worlds freely. Who is the old thing? I'm only 30 years old this year. Xiao Yan immediately became anxious when he heard someone call him an old thing. He touched his Mediterranean hairstyle and pale hair. The old face showed an angry expression. Older than the programmer, ha ha ha. Lu Mingfei couldn't help laughing out loud. It turned out that watching TV and watching the scene were really two different feelings. You little guys really don't know the danger here. Once it's night, the ghosts will parade at night, and you will be dead. Xiao Yan snorted lightly, and then there was nothing else. Jiang Nan knocked him out with a knife. 100 ghosts parade at night. I can turn the whole hell upside down. Xiao Yan fell to the ground with his legs spread out. The ghost token on his waist fell out. Lu Mingfei immediately ran over and picked up the yin token. It's a pity that this thing can only allow one person to freely enter and exit the yin and yang worlds. But for everyone, it doesn't matter whether it has it or not. Jingshan noticed another thing. He trotted over and began to touch Xiao Yuan's body. Jingshan, I didn't expect you to have such a hobby. Jiangnan pretended to be a little surprised. No. Jingshan took out a purse and shook it. There was still a lot of silver. You dare to look at my sister with lustful eyes. These are the compensation. The unfortunate Xiao Yuan was thrown on the street by the crowd. Saitama poked his pale face. You don't look like a living person. This is what it's like when a living person serves as a ghost messenger. The yin energy enters the body. Jiangnan said casually. Saitama said oh, and followed the crowd. As time passed, the sky gradually darkened, and the gates of the yin and yang rooms opened. The token of the ghost messenger can only allow one person to enter and exit freely. But for the strong, it does not exist. In the face of absolute power, any power must kneel. Rules are to bind the weak, and the fists of the strong are the rules. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 203, Undead Night. Hell is also called Paradise. It was originally the world of the dead, but today many living people came here. Every night at midnight, the ghost gate will open. No living people are allowed to approach, and once you enter, don't think about coming out. Jiangnan led everyone to wander around in the underworld, not feeling that this is a dangerous place at all. Ghosts are rampant here. Desires are spreading here. Countless red magma is flowing. The beautiful and spectacular scenery is really unimaginable. The wandering souls around walked around with dull eyes. Come on, let's take a group photo. Everyone stood on the stone bridge. Behind them was the flowing hell magma. The red magma emitted a blazing light, dyeing the surrounding stone walls blood red. This is also the world of the dead. Jigo Yuanai thought in his heart. He once saw his long dead wife and children and the kingdom of death in his own world. Birth, aging, sickness and death, reincarnation in the world. Jiangnan took a few photos with a smile. He decided to print out these photos after returning and give one to each person. These are all things worth remembering. After crossing the stone bridge, the Palace of Paradise is in front of us, which is also the palace of the Fire Ghost King. As a Ghost King, the Fire Ghost King is still very strong. Those who can lead a hell are all strong, but unfortunately he is a love-brained man. In the end, not only was he deceived in love, but also the fire spirit pearl was deceived. After crossing the stone bridge, the ghost soldiers around seemed to not see everyone, still straightened their bodies, and stuck to their posts. Soon everyone came to the casino in paradise. Money is a good thing. Even in a place like hell, you need money to get through relationships. For example, get through the guards, or buy a better house. Looking at the chaotic gambling room, Jiangnan spoke to everyone. Small gambling is fun, big gambling is harmful to the body. Do you want to play a few rounds? But except Jingshan, no one has a hobby of gambling. And gambling itself is not a good thing. How many people have lost their families because of this kind of thing? After all, some people can't even keep their little beans of joy. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Jiangnan spread his hands helplessly. Everyone was traveling in hell like a tourist group, and then they came to a performance square. Here the ghosts are the audience, and ghosts can also be performers. The ghosts on the stage are performing their love, hate, and separation. They are all dead, but their memories are unforgettable. The performances on the stage are all memories of their lives. There is love, separation, pain, and happiness. A person's life is very complicated, which also creates complex emotions and personalities. Everyone stood on the periphery of the square and watched the performance on the stage. Only real performances are interesting. The woman on the stage sold herself to bury her father. This is the miserable life of a female ghost. Selling herself to bury her father, she sold the rest of her life to a rich family as a maid. As a result, she was constantly bullied in the rich family's home. People constantly hurt each other. Even servants have their own small groups. Jigo Yuanai sighed. What a miserable child. Even in different times and different backgrounds, there are still such poor people. Even if they survive, they have done their best. The stage play ended soon. In the end, the girl committed suicide by jumping into the lake. She couldn't stand the rumors and exclusion. Death was a relief for her at that time. After watching this performance, everyone started to move forward again. Passing through the burning area, the terrifying hellfire could not cause any harm to everyone. Everyone soon came to the palace of the Fire Ghost King. The palace of the Ghost King was magnificent. It was surrounded by ghost soldiers. They held long spears and stood in their posts to patrol the 4 directions. Okay, brothers, it's the last stop, Jiang Nan said, holding the small flag in his hand. After going around in circles, they finally arrived at their destination. The fire spirit pearl is here. Ignoring the ghost soldiers around, everyone walked into the palace. The Fire Ghost King was lying on the bed in a red dress. There was a little red aura around her. This is the real Ghost King, the master of this paradise. As everyone approached, the Fire Ghost King woke up. The beautiful red eyelashes blinked charmingly. Oh my, when did a guest come to my place? The Fire Ghost King sat up with a sweet smile. But the aura on her body was getting more and more terrifying. Jingshan, you have been strengthened. Go and use the beauty trap. Jiang Nan pushed Jingshan out without hesitation. Brother. Long Kui called out subconsciously. The Fire Ghost King looked at Jingshan standing in front of him. For some reason, her heart was beating. Is this the legendary love at first sight? Being able to pass through countless ghost soldiers and guards and come here quietly is enough to prove that everyone is not an ordinary person at all. Mysterious men are often more attractive. Oh, I didn't expect such a handsome guy to come to me. It's such an honor. The Fire Ghost King covered his mouth and laughed softly. The beautiful hair rippled slightly. What a beautiful beauty. Even the Ghost King, as the saying goes, dying under the peony flower, being a ghost is also romantic. In fact, changing to become a dead knight is not bad. You, don't come over. Jingshan waved his hand quickly. The Fire Ghost King came over with a charming step. His beautiful and slender hand grasped Jingshan's wrist. The paradise will not embarrass handsome guys. Jingshan felt the soft wave coming from his wrist, and his whole body was covered with goosebumps. Humans and ghosts are different. He didn't want to be a dead knight. Calm down, beautiful girl. Oh, your little mouth is so sweet. The Fire Ghost King became shy. Such a cute girl. If she were a person, it would be better. Jiang Nan didn't know when a piece of watermelon appeared in his hand. At this time, he was a melon-eating crowd. Jingshan turned his head and looked at the crowd. Everyone squatted in a row beside, and everyone held a piece of watermelon in their hands. Although Long Kui was a little worried, but she knew there would be no danger. Group leader, stop playing, save me. Jiang Nan gave a thumbs up. You have to believe in your charm, Jingshan. Jingshan felt that he was played and fell into a pit. The Fire Ghost King had a cunning smile on his face. Then his left foot tripped over his right foot and fell into Jingshan's arms. Would a Ghost King suddenly fall flat on his face? Would anyone believe it if I told them? Jingshan looked at the beauty who fell into his arms with a somewhat stiff body. Beauty, can you please not do this? The Fire Ghost King blinked his seductive eyes. But I like it this way. He rubbed against Jingshan's arms. The love story between a human and a ghost is about to begin. Chapter 204, Bet. Jingshan was really about to give up. He turned his head and looked at Jiang Nan. Boss, help. Your little brother is going to be fooled. Jiang Nan put down the watermelon he had just eaten and clapped his hands. Okay, the show is over. It's time to get down to business. Hand over the fire spirit pearl. The Fire Ghost King narrowed his eyes slightly. The fire spirit pearl is a good treasure. Her beautiful face, that has not changed for thousands of years, is maintained by the fire spirit pearl. It is impossible to hand it over. The Fire Ghost King exerted a little force with his legs and then broke away from Jingshan's arms. Although you are all handsome guys, I can't give you the fire spirit pearl. Then how about I keep Jingshan for you as your husband? Jiang Nan sold Jingshan without hesitation. No, boss, people can't, at least, shouldn't. The Fire Ghost King narrowed his eyes slightly. She really liked Jingshan, but it was impossible for her to give up the fire spirit pearl like this. Jiang Nan seemed to see the Fire Ghost King's hesitation, so he showed a seductive smile. I saw several casinos on the way here. I think the owner of this paradise can afford to open a casino, so his gambling skills should be very good. Why don't we gamble a few times? Oh, how to gamble? The Fire Ghost King became interested. Let's bet on the Fire Spirit Pearl and Jinxian. Jiangnan stated his purpose. The Fire Ghost King's eyes rolled. Anyway, this is her territory. Even if she loses, what can she do? At worst, she can use force. A forced melon may not be sweet, but it quenches thirst. Thinking of this, the Fire Ghost King nodded. In fact, she didn't know that Jiangnan could actually be robbed, but she just wanted to gamble a little to play with her. At this time, the ghost soldiers around seemed to have discovered something unusual, so they rushed in with weapons. As soon as they came in, they saw strangers appearing in the hall of the Fire Ghost King. The guards were not good. The ghost soldiers raised their spears. How dare you? These are my guests. The Fire Ghost King was very unhappy with his subordinates. A bunch of trash couldn't even guard the door. Someone broke in quietly and only discovered it now. The ghost soldiers looked at each other, then put away their spears and quickly returned to their posts. After seeing this scene, the Fire Ghost King nodded and smiled again. Handsome guys, please follow me. There are many casinos in the paradise of hell. The Fire Ghost King randomly found a casino and directly cleared out the gamblers inside. Two people sat opposite each other at the gambling table. The Fire Ghost King and Jiangnan. Both of them were smiling. They were as cunning as foxes. What do you want to play? As the boss of the paradise, the Fire Ghost King spoke first. Any dice, cards, you can play. Then dice. The Fire Ghost King chuckled, and the in general next to him quickly took the dice and dice cup from other gambling tables. Compare the size, or guess the odd and even, or other ways to play. The Fire Ghost King smiled and picked up his dice, and put it in the dice cup. Look at the attitude of the beauty. It seems that you don't take me seriously. Aren't you afraid of losing to me? The Fire Ghost King chuckled. Of course I'm scared, but if I lose to a handsome guy, then it's not bad. Jiangnan clapped his hands. Okay, then let's compare the size. Whoever has the bigger number wins. How about 2 out of 3 games? There are 3 dice in front of each person. Theoretically, the highest number that can be shaken out is 3 sixes. The Fire Ghost King smiled and picked up the dice and the dice cup. The Fire Ghost King slowly put the dice into the dice cup. Jiangnan did the same. So the two sides started shaking. The Fire Ghost King seemed to have shaken the number he wanted, and he immediately put the dice cup on the table. Then Jiangnan also put the dice cup on the table. The Fire Ghost King slowly opened his dice cup. 3 sixes. They were placed very neatly, like a character. Sorry handsome guy, it seems that I have to win this round first. Jiangnan shook his head. Is it too early to be happy now? As he said, Jiangnan slowly opened his dice cup. The 2 dice in the dice cup were intact. The 2 intact dice had 6 points. Another dice, as if it was shaken too hard, broke in half from the middle. 1 6 and 1 1. Sorry, 6661 is 19 points in total, a little bigger than you. The Fire Ghost King was still too naive after all, and he would lose miserably against someone who didn't play by the rules. You. The Fire Ghost King was a little angry, but she had no choice, because she didn't stipulate that the dice were not allowed to be broken. Okay, I lost. The Fire Ghost King admitted that he lost. It's just a loss of 1 round, right? It's not like he can't afford to lose. There are still 2 rounds to go. Then continue, but please replace my broken dice. Jiangnan took out the broken dice from the dice cup. The ghost soldier next to him was very tactful and brought a new dice. The second round of gambling began. How about we bet smaller this time? Okay. Jiangnan agreed without hesitation. Then he started shaking again. The dice kept hitting the dice cup, making a clanking sound. Finally, the 2 fell at the same time. The Fire Ghost King slowly opened his dice cup. 3 ones. How is it? The Fire Ghost King was still very smart. She felt that if it was a small game, the method just now would not be used. If it was used, it would only make her lose more miserably. But she forgot one thing. Since Jiangnan could break the dice, he could also break the dice. Jiangnan opened his dice cup. 2 intact dice showed a little. 1 dice had broken into a pile of slag. Sorry, I won again. You cheated. The Fire Ghost King couldn't hold it anymore. You can't say that. You didn't stipulate that you can't break the dice. The Fire Ghost King gritted his teeth, but didn't know what to say. What an articulate man. The Fire Ghost King sighed. Jiangnan stretched out his hand and raised his eyebrows. Bring it here. Bring what? The Fire Ghost King smiled. Who doesn't know how to cheat? The Fire Spirit Pearl. We agreed on it before. A puzzled look appeared on the pretty face of the Fire Ghost King. Really? How could I forget it? Jingshan looked at them and thought, wow, everyone is cheating. You need to have strength to cheat. Jiangnan is willing to play because of his sunny and cheerful personality. When violence is too strong, bullying the weak seems a bit boring. You mean you don't want to give it to me? Jiangnan has already withdrawn his hand. Lu Mingfei sensed something bad. Don't say that. How about we play another round? The Fire Ghost King had just finished speaking. Her hand uncontrollably pulled off the necklace from her neck. The gem inlaid on the necklace instantly turned into a fiery red bead. Jiangnan showed a weird smile. I'm sorry, from the moment you lose to me, the Fire Spirit Pearl is mine. Chapter 205, Constraints. The Fire Ghost King couldn't control himself. Jiangnan easily got the Fire Spirit Pearl. Are you curious about what I did? It's a rule constraint. Of course, this constraint is one-sided. Jiangnan shook the Fire Spirit Pearl in his hand. The Fire Spirit Pearl was in his hand. What? The moment the Fire Spirit Pearl was taken by Jiangnan, the Fire Ghost King regained his freedom. Remember, don't easily agree to something with certain people, especially those who can play with the rules. Jiangnan was like a devil in hell. Once a contract was signed, even if it was a verbal contract, when the contract was completed, the rules would be enforced. Of course, this kind of contract can also play some word games. Damn it. The Fire Ghost King was angry. She was full of ghost spirits. However, Jiangnan just glared at her. In an instant, she felt the danger of her soul flying away. Play is play, joke is joke, don't joke with force. The Fire Ghost King knew that he had met a tough guy. In the face of absolute power, everything must surrender. In the end, everyone walked out of the Hell Paradise in a swagger. The journey to Fengdu City was over. The next stop is the location of the Thunder Spirit Pearl. Lizhao City. The Thunder Spirit Pearl is in the body of Yunting, the heir of the Yun family in Lizhao City and the general of Lizhao. Because of the Thunder Spirit Pearl, Yunting will discharge electricity to those who touch him. And it is a passive skill that cannot be controlled, which also caused Yunting to be unable to touch people. People hate loneliness. The same is true for Yunting. It is easy to get the Thunder Spirit Pearl because Yunting is a very reasonable person. As long as you make it through, there will be no problem. It's just that the ghosts around Lizhao City need to be cleared up a little. When everyone came to Lizhao City, the ghosts around were basically cleared up. Because of the protection of the Thunder Spirit Pearl, the people in Lizhao City live and work in peace. Yunting is a very responsible person. Jingshan looked at the huge plaque on the city gate. Lizhao City. This is it. Jingshan looked at the happy people around him and said, there are so many strange things outside, but the ordinary people here are very safe. The guy who can protect the peace is also a hero. Saitama was speaking. A hero is not a profession, but a noble person. Saitama thought Yunting was a hero. In your world, being a hero is a profession, but in this world, heroes are respected. Lu Mingfei put his hands together and said casually. Saitama nodded. He has always been a hero, and has been killing monsters. Later, he learned about the Hero Association. Saitama killed most of the monsters around Lizhao City. He smashed them with one punch. When he entered Lizhao City, he heard various vendors shouting non-stop. Oh my god, there are such beautiful masks. Lu Mingfei said happily as he looked at the vendor selling masks next to him. Will buying some souvenirs in ancient times become antiques? Lu Mingfei wanted to try it. It's really beautiful. Jiangnan was also very interested. So everyone started buying things at the mask stall. Take a look, these are all beautiful masks. The small vendor introduced his products enthusiastically. Business is not important at all. Thunder Spirit Pearl and so on, we can talk about it after we have enough fun. Everyone was immersed in shopping. Fortunately, the tour group formed by everyone did not have an unscrupulous tour guide. There was no need to worry about being ripped off. These beautiful masks only cost a few cents. This one is good. Jiangnan picked up a half face mask. Lu Mingfei picked a large painted face mask. It seemed to be a mask from a certain drama. Everyone picked and chose and bought a few masks. Selling candied whores. A small vendor carrying candied whores passed by everyone. Everyone bought a few more strings of candied whores. Just like this, while eating and walking, everyone was completely immersed in the atmosphere of tourism. Li Xiao Yan family is a famous big family in this city. You can find out by asking a few ordinary people. After confirming the location of the Yan family, everyone continued to play. After a casual walk around the city, everyone could confirm that the people here really lived and worked in peace and contentment, and the ghosts outside did not harm anyone here. Well, very good. Jiangnan nodded with satisfaction. He felt from the bottom of his heart that Yunting's ability to protect the peace of the area was a merit. Let's go to the Yun family. Jiangnan pointed in a direction. That was the Yun family Yun mansion. Everyone soon found the Yun family's Yun mansion. The huge mansion was majestic and magnificent. There were guards on duty at the door. The huge mansion was more like a manor. People came and went inside, and the sound of martial arts practice could be heard faintly. Because everyone had watched Legend of Sword and Fairy 3rd, and the people here lived and worked in peace and contentment, everyone had a very good first impression of Yunting. Jiangnan led everyone to stride into the gate of the Yun mansion. 2 guards stopped everyone. Yun mansion in Li Xiao City, no idle people allowed. Jiangnan looked up and down at the 2 guards. Okay then. Please inform Yunting and say that there are guests visiting. Jiangnan decided to do the etiquette first. After all, he was not a bad guy. The 2 guards looked at each other. They didn't know the group of people in front of them. They should be outsiders. But they still chose to inform Yunting. A few minutes later, the guards brought Yunting to the door of the Yun mansion. Yunting was actually quite curious about the so-called guests. Because of the Thunder Spirit Pearl, Yunting would always subconsciously avoid the touch of others. This also led to Yunting having no friends, and he was usually lonely and free. Jiangnan took a look at Yunting, who was walking out of the door. He was tall and straight, cold and arrogant. Yunting was actually very gentle, but because the Thunder Spirit Pearl often hurt the people around him out of his control. In order to protect the people around him, he pretended to be so cold. Hello, Yunting. Yunting looked at several unfamiliar faces, and he was sure that they were not people he knew. However, Yunting also greeted them because of his upbringing in a big family. Yunting, meet you all. Jiangnan nodded and stretched out his hand. Yunting looked at the hand stretched out to him and subconsciously wanted to dodge it because anyone who touched him would be electrocuted by him. However, Jiangnan's movements were too fast. Before Yunting could react, he grabbed his shoulder. Don't be excited, calm down, I'm here to solve the problem. Jiangnan said slowly. Yunting was slightly stunned because the thunder and lightning he imagined did not appear. Yunting opened his mouth, but didn't know what to say. Over the years, everyone who touched him would be shocked. This was the first time this happened. Wouldn't you like us to come in and sit down? Jiangnan smiled. Everyone, please come in. In Yunting's eyes, everyone's image suddenly became much taller. Chapter 206, Thunder and Lightning. The Yun family mansion in Li Xiao City. As guests, Yunting prepared local delicacies for everyone. Everyone was not polite, eating and drinking all kinds of chicken, duck, fish and meat, and everyone was very happy. Although Yunting had many questions to ask, it was obviously not appropriate to ask such questions during a meal. After eating and drinking, everyone sat in the living room. Yunting asked the servants to serve everyone a cup of tea. Ji Goyuan took a sip of the tea and confirmed that it was a good tea. Saitama said he didn't understand and just drank it as boiled water. Excuse me, sir, why did you touch the lightning on my body but nothing happened? The question asked by Yunting was about his own life. He also hoped that he could contact others like ordinary people. This matter, it has to start from Pangu creating the world and Uwa creating humans. Jiangnan took a sip of tea and moistened his throat and said, can that sir be shorter? The expression on Yunting's face was a little unnatural. Okay, To put it simply, I'm awesome, and the thunder spirit pearl in your body can't hurt me. The reason why lightning always appears on your body is because of this thunder spirit pearl. This thunder spirit pearl is a treasure born from nature, and your mortal body can't control it at all. And the monsters and ghosts around will not approach Li's City because of the aura of the thunder spirit pearl. The way to turn you into an ordinary person is very simple, that is to take away the thunder spirit pearl in your body. Jiangnan briefly explained all the questions. Is that so? Yunting remembered what happened to him over the years. If that's really the case, since the other party can find it, then the other party must be able to treat it. Yunting, may I ask, if you want this thunder spirit pearl? May I ask what you want this thunder spirit pearl for? To put it simply, I took it on the way, and to put it more broadly, it's to save the people of the world. Jiangnan briefly explained the tasks given to them by the Shushan elders. The locking demon tower needs 5 spirit pearls to completely suppress it. After that, Jiangnan took out a yellowish brown bead and a fiery red bead. These two are the earth spirit bead and the fire spirit bead. Jiangnan plated the 2 beads like a plate of walnuts. I see, sir, you are so righteous. Yunting cupped his hands and said with great admiration. After explaining all the causes and consequences, Yunting also knew that everyone had the responsibility to save the world, and he was willing to contribute his thunder spirit bead. Okay, Jiangnan said with a smile, and then stretched out his hand. This time it was quite smooth to get the thunder spirit bead. Yunting cooperated very well. Jiangnan lightly tapped his finger, and countless thunderbolts gathered into a white bead on Yunting's chest. There were countless thunderbolts flowing around this white bead. It was the thunder spirit bead. It is this thing that makes you unable to get close to others. Jiangnan waved his palm lightly, and the thunder spirit bead flew into his hand obediently. After the thunder spirit bead was in Jiangnan's hand, the white light and thunder gradually dissipated. Yunting clenched his fists. He could feel that the thunder power in his body had disappeared. Thank you, sir. Yunting had a happy smile on his face. He could finally be like a normal person. No need to thank me. This is just a win-win situation. Yunting was able to return to normal. Jiangnan got the thunder spirit pearl. 3 spirit pearls were obtained. Now there are only the wind spirit pearl and the water spirit pearl left. One is with Xiao in the heavenly realm, and the other is with Kinga, Zixuan's daughter. At this time, Yunting's old housekeeper walked in. He was holding cakes in his hand, which were for the guests. Everyone, the kitchen has made some cakes. Please taste them. The old housekeeper put a plate of cakes on everyone's table. Just as he was about to leave, Yunting cheered himself up and stretched out his hand. The old housekeeper was stunned for a moment, and then subconsciously wanted to retreat. Wait, young master, what are you going to do? Yunting directly grabbed the old housekeeper's hand. No. The old housekeeper subconsciously wanted to struggle, but the imagined thunder and lightning did not come. Young master, what's wrong with you? Old Lan, my illness is gone. Yunting smiled happily. After so many years, he can finally touch others like a normal person. Great young master. The old housekeeper was also very happy. Because of the thunder power in his body, Yunting has been alone all these years. The public servants hugged each other. Yunting hadn't hugged anyone for many years. He couldn't remember it anymore. Then the whole Yun mansion began to cheer joyfully. Cheer for their young master to recover from his illness. A few days later, everyone should also leave. Young Master Yun paid for everyone's consumption in the past few days. Eat well, sleep well, and play well. Yunting is very grateful to everyone, so he treated everyone very well. At the entrance of the Yun mansion, everyone said goodbye here. See you later, everyone. Come and play often, when you are free. Yunting bowed and said to everyone, you will regret it later. Everyone bowed and left the Yun mansion one by one. Jiangnan bought a lot of local specialties from Li's city during this period. There is no such thing as too many gifts. I believe that among so many gifts, there must be something they like. The next target is the God Realm. The Emperor of the God Realm seemed to have foreseen the arrival of Jiangnan and his party. He had made all the preparations. A crack more than one person high suddenly appeared in front of the Nanshan gate. It was a space crack. This space crack formed a passage. Jiangnan and his party walked out of the passage one after another. The God realm and the mortal realm are in different spaces. Only by cutting the space and building a road can you get from the mortal realm to the God realm. Building a space road is still very easy for Jiangnan. Mingfei felt the abundant spiritual energy as soon as he came to the God realm. Practicing here will definitely be more effective. I really want to stay here forever. Mingfei took a deep breath. His body was practicing all the time because of the breathing method. Jiangnan, this is the God realm, not bad. Jingshan, this is your territory. Jingshan smiled twice. He is now Jingshan, not the first god general of the heaven. But the heavenly soldiers and generals didn't think so. In their eyes, General Felipeng would always be General Felipeng, but he made a mistake and was punished, and suffered the pain of reincarnation in the lower world. When the suffering is over, after entering reincarnation, General Felipeng will return. He is still the #1 General Felipeng in the heaven. Greetings, General. The heavenly soldiers and generals at the gate of Nanshanmen bowed and said immediately after they found Jingshan. Jingshan is their boss. Jingshan said helplessly. Don't be like this, I'm Jingshan now. Yes. The heavenly soldiers and generals stood up immediately like soldiers receiving orders from their superiors. Chapter 207, Emperor of Heaven. The heavenly soldiers and generals would not stop them. However, when they came to the base of the God realm, they naturally had to meet the boss of the God realm first, and then deal with the problem of the wind spirit pearl. The boss of the God realm was naturally the Emperor of Heaven, and the Emperor of Heaven was also waiting for them. The immortals of the God realm had actually seen them all along the way. The immortals were also very clear about their purpose. And now the crisis of the evil sword immortal had passed. This catastrophe of heaven and earth should also end. Along the way, everyone stopped and walked, and countless white clouds were floating around. The palace in the white clouds was majestic and domineering. Come on, let's take a photo together. Everyone took a big photo in front of the majestic palace, ignoring the embarrassment of the heavenly soldiers and generals next to them. There was no way. This was the boss who could not afford to offend. Stepping into the glorious palace, the heavenly generals here bowed very politely. Greetings to General Felipeng. No need to be polite, no need to be polite. Jingshan was still a little uncomfortable with his identity. A middle-aged man sat on a golden dragon chair on the high platform of the palace, overlooking everything below. The man was wearing a gorgeous white robe, exuding a strong aura. This man was the ruler of this world, the Emperor of the God realm. After seeing Jingshan's face, the Emperor smiled. Long time no see, General Felipeng. Long time no see. Jingshan still felt a little embarrassed. After all, he had no memory of Felipeng. He just finished reading Legend of Sword and Fairy 3rd and learned about his past life. The Emperor stood up from the dragon chair. Then he slowly walked down from the high platform. He came in front of everyone. It seems that General Felipeng has already known his identity. The Emperor had a smile on his face. This is the head of the gods, the supreme of the 6 realms. The only one who can make him smile is General Felipeng, the first general of the God realm. Saitama was very curious about the things around him. This is the sky. The Emperor's eyes swept over everyone. Then they fell on Jingshan. General Felipeng, it has been thousands of years since you were demoted and entered the palace again today. The Emperor spoke slowly. Jingshan scratched his head. It's quite long. 1,000 years have passed in the blink of an eye. The image of you wearing silver white armor in the past is still in my heart. I wonder if General Felipeng is willing to restore his former glory. Jingshan had a question mark on his face. What? The Emperor of Heaven continued to speak patiently. 1,000 years have passed. In this life, you have made achievements and can restore your magic power in advance and become General Felipeng. Jingshan was slightly stunned. He remembered that in the future, it was after he destroyed the evil sword immortal, that the Emperor of Heaven proposed to restore his identity as General Felipeng. But he refused. Now it seems that the evil sword immortal is dead. And it was indeed because of him that he died. That I don't want to be Felipeng. Jingshan refused without hesitation. Although becoming the first general of the God realm is supreme glory and honor. But the greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. He is just Jingshan, a young man in jargon. The Emperor of Heaven was not in a hurry, because the lifespan of mortals is too short. and the speed of time in the god realm and the mortal world is different. 100 years, it will pass in a flash. He, the Emperor of Heaven, can still wait. I understand. It's good that you understand. Jingshan breathed a sigh of relief. He didn't want to become General Fei-Peng at this time. At least wait until he died. Oh, Master Xiao, we are going to find Xiao. Jingshan thought of the purpose of his group. Xiao told everyone. Xiao sent the divine fruit to the human world without authorization, violating the heavenly rules. She was punished to become a flower and grass elf to protect the divine tree. It's okay, Master Xiao, we have very powerful people here, and we can definitely find Xiao herself. Xiao shook his head helplessly. Even if we can find her, Xiao may not show up. It's okay, I'll take care of the small problems. Jiangnan stepped forward and patted his chest at this time. It's not a big deal. Xiao looked at the people behind Jingshan and nodded. Okay then. When everyone came near the divine tree, all the flowers were swaying. General Fei-Peng, who Xiao had been waiting for 1,000 years, finally came back. It's a pity that Fei-Peng is no longer the Fei-Peng of 1,000 years ago. Xiao loved deeply, but she knew clearly that Fei-Peng and Jingshan were two people. This is a sober love brain. And General Fei-Peng is a super steel straight man. Xiao once confessed to him. Use 2 jade pendants to show that lovers in the world will eventually get married. You have one, I have one. The embarrassing result was that General Fei-Peng fell asleep. Later, after Jingshan became Fei-Peng, he went to chat with Xiao. As a result, he went to fight with the Demon Lord. After chatting for less than 2 minutes, it turned out to be more fun to fight. There is no woman in your heart, and you will be a god when you draw your sword. Endless sea of flowers. After coming here, Jiangnan completely let go of his mind. It only took him a moment to sense Xiao's location. If you don't want to show up, then I will pull you to show up. Jiangnan lightly tapped his fingers, and the wind blew, and countless petals fluttered down. Mingfei stretched out his hand and a petal fell into his hand. So beautiful. The figure of a woman was looming in the petals. The woman was wearing a white dress, beautiful and noble, and she was as beautiful as a fairy in a mortal's dream. She was Xiao, the guardian of the sacred tree. The fruit of the sacred tree inherited her thoughts, and turned into Zujian to accompany Jingshan. Fei-Peng. Xiao called Jingshan's name. But Jingshan couldn't respond, because he was not Fei-Peng. He didn't want to respond, like he was perfunctory to those heavenly soldiers and generals. There seemed to be an inexplicable emotion in Xiao's eyes. Fei-Peng is Fei-Peng, and Jingshan is Jingshan. Jingshan should not be a substitute for Fei-Peng. I'm Jingshan. Jingshan finally spoke. Xiao nodded. The person she missed and cared about had not come back yet. She would continue to wait. Jingshan didn't know how to speak, but Jiangnan knew. The social expert appeared. Hey, beautiful girl, don't show such a sad expression, smile more, otherwise when Fei-Peng returns after suffering the pain and punishment of reincarnation, he will be unhappy. The tone was unremarkable but somewhat relaxed. Xiao was slightly stunned. Really? Of course, it's more real than gold. Boys don't like girls to show this kind of expression. Love cannot be obtained, and longing for 1,000 years. This kind of loneliness is hard to bear. I understand. Xiao looked at Jingshan, but her eyes were looking further away. It's good that you understand. In fact, we are here for the Wind Spirit Pearl. Jiangnan said the purpose of this trip without hesitation. Xiao was slightly stunned, then she understood something, and stretched out her hand. A spirit pearl suddenly appeared. This is the Wind Spirit Pearl. Is this it? Jiangnan took the Wind Spirit Pearl. Now he has 4 spirit pearls in his hand. Add the Water Spirit Pearl from Zhu Changqing. 5 spirit pearls are already complete. I just don't know if 6th one is ready. Chapter 208. Return to Shushan. God Realm. After everyone got the Wind Spirit Pearl, they did not stay in the God Realm for too long. Xiao was waiting for Fei-Peng, not Jingshan. After everyone left, Xiao continued to sleep under the God Tree waiting for Fei-Peng's return. After leaving the God Realm, everyone has collected 4 spirit pearls. In addition to going down the mountain to catch monsters, Zhu Changqing and Zixuan also went to look for the Holy Spirit Pearl. That is the treasure that can save their daughter. Calculating the time, it is time to return to Shushan. Jingshan took out the communicator, and the person talking on the communicator was the 5 elders of Shushan. Hey, old man, we have collected 4 spirit pearls, and are about to return to Shushan. Are you happy or not? Jingshan said with a smile. With the 5 spirit pearls gathered, the world can be considered peaceful. Kid, you did a good job. Taoist King Wei on the other end of the communicator was full of joy. By the way, old man, how is Bei Dalfu doing? Changqing. He has made his choice, and the Holy Spirit Pearl has also been obtained by them. Jingshan scratched his head. What about the 2 of them? This is their choice. They love each other, but cannot be together. It seems that Zhu Changqing and Zixuan have experienced a lot during this period. Okay then. Old man, let's go back to Shushan. Come back, child. We are waiting for you. Jingshan hung up the communicator. After thousands of miles, Jiangnan used space transfer to bring everyone to Shushan in an instant. In the past half month, Shushan has not changed much. The disciples are still practicing swords or going down the mountain to eliminate monsters. When everyone came to the Shushan hall, Zhu Changqing and Zixuan knelt on the ground waiting for the final result. In the hall, the 5 elders and the Saint were working together to cast a spell, preparing to remove King's ice and take out the water spirit pearl. The Holy Spirit Pearl kept circling above King's head. At this tense moment, no one would disturb. After everyone came, they also stood at the door and waited tacitly. As time passed, the cry of a baby suddenly came out. The child who had been frozen since birth opened his eyes again. She was not yet the future witch queen of Nan's Hao kingdom. She was not yet the mother of Zhaolinga. She was just a child now. Zhu Changqing and Zixuan looked at each other, their eyes full of joy. This was their child. But King's birth also meant that Zixuan was about to grow old. It looks like it's over, Jiangnan said lightly. Then the door of the hall opened. The Saint came out holding the child. Kinga is fine. The Holy Spirit Pearl saved her life. Zixuan stood up quickly. This was her child. The parents surrounded their child with smiles on their faces. Kinga. Zhu Changqing called out the child's name. Kinga smiled slightly, and the child smiled happily. This moment was happy. The Saint handed the child to Zixuan. How could a mother not love her child? It's just that the love of 3 lives and 3 worlds is too profound. The 5 elders of Shushan also came out at this time. Taoist King Wei held a transparent blue spiritual pearl in his hand. It was a water spirit pearl. The 5 spirit pearls were gathered. They seemed to have sensed something. They all emitted light. Jiangnan waved his hand and 4 spirit pearls floated out from the space crack. The 5 spirit pearls gathered and formed a circle. Seeing this scene, the 5 Shushan elders raised their hands and pinched their fingers. As the spell was implemented, the 5 spirit pearls began to fly towards the direction of the demon locking tower. Finally, the 5 spirit pearls stayed above the demon locking tower. The colorful light enveloped the entire demon locking tower. The power of the 5 spirit pearls even changed the color of the sky and the earth. This power completely suppressed the demon locking tower and sealed all the monsters inside. From this moment on, all of Jingshan's duties have ended. Taoist King Wei breathed a sigh of relief as he looked at the demon locking tower that was suppressed again. It's finally over. With the end of the suppression, the Shushan demon locking tower once again recovered and became a terrifying place to suppress monsters. My fellow disciples, you have all worked hard. Taoist King Wei said to the 4 Shushan elders with some ease. No, but the world's affairs have finally come to an end. The other disciples of Shushan were watching this magnificent scenery. Hey, old man, is everything done? Can we go? Taoist King Wei stroked his beard with a smile. Child, you did very well, very good, and you are indeed the chosen one. I know. Jingshan waved his hand. Now he was going back to find Mao and he Biping to do business together. Fighting and killing are not suitable for him, a young man in jargon. On the other side, Zixuan and Zhu Changqing were holding their children. There was reluctance and nostalgia in their eyes. But one is a descendant of Nua and has a very arduous responsibility, and the other is the next head of Shushan. The responsibilities on them are really too heavy. In the process of searching for the Holy Spirit Pearl, they saw a lot of things. They also understood a lot of things. It is better to forget each other in the rivers and lakes than to help each other. After all the things were resolved, everyone planned to leave. Everyone had a lot of fun in this world. Saitama and Sujikoku Yoshiichi returned with a lot of local specialties. Mingfei prepared a lot of clay pots and jades, and I don't know if these things can be considered antiques. Jingshan said goodbye to the group members who helped him one by one, until finally only Jiangnan was left. Jiangnan was going back too. Then goodbye, brother Jingshan. Just as Jiangnan was about to leave, a black shadow slid down from the sky and landed on Shushan. Jingshan looked at the black shadow and felt very familiar. I'm going, Changlao. Jingshan couldn't hold it anymore. Boss, wait a minute before leaving. Wait a minute before leaving. Jiangnan turned his head and looked at the demon lord Changlao in the distance. It looks like he's here to fight you, Jingshan. After all, that's a 1,000-year agreement. Changlao thinks highly of you. Come on. No, I can't stand it. Group leader, help me. Jiangnan shook his head helplessly. Okay then. The 5 Shushan elders frowned at Changlao, who was blazing with demonic flames. Fei Peng, have you finished your chores? Can you put everything aside and fight me to complete the 1,000-year duel? I won't lose this time. Demon Lord Changlao also finished watching Chinese Paladin 3rd. Although he saw that he would lose, he was the proud Demon Lord Changlao. How could he admit defeat if he was not really defeated? A future that has not happened does not exist. In order to cope with this 1,000-year war, Demon Lord Changlao has been honing his martial arts in the demon world during this period of time. Can we not fight? Can we drink together? Jingshan asked cautiously. It's okay to drink after the fight. Demon Lord Changlao said very arrogantly. This battle is inevitable. Chapter 209, 1,000 Years of War. Jingshan looked at Jiangnan with a sad face. If you don't fight each other, Demon Lord Changlao will not stop. This battle is inevitable. Jiangnan spread his hands, indicating that he had no choice. But I'm just a mortal now, and I can't beat Changlao. Jiangnan stepped forward and patted Jingshan on the shoulder. Don't worry, I'm here. Jingshan suddenly felt a warm current surging in his body. Then a power awakened in the depths of his soul. In the endless reincarnation, Fei Peng's power fell into a deep sleep. When the reincarnation is over, this power will reappear. Now Jiangnan has stimulated this power. Demon Lord Changlao smiled as he felt this familiar power. Fei Peng, you are back. Jingshan closed his eyes. When he opened his eyes again, his eyes were so deep. Changlao, I kept you waiting for a long time. Familiar words, familiar tone. At this moment, he was no longer the street thug, but Fei Peng, the first god in the god realm. The surrounding Shushan disciples and Shushan elders looked at Jingshan in surprise. This kid is really amazing. Taoist King Wei smiled. Jiangnan said happily, Jingshan, you have been strengthened. Go and fight head on. Leave it to me. Jingshan directly pulled out the magic sword on his back. Then the surrounding space cracked. A set of silver armor appeared and then instantly put on Jingshan's body. This is Fei Peng's silver armor. Okay, 1,000 years. I've been waiting for this moment. Ha ha ha. Changlao has been waiting for this moment. The battle that has not ended 1,000 years ago will start at this moment. Jingshan glanced at the Shushan disciples and Shushan elders around him. It was obvious that this place was not suitable for fighting. Let's go fight somewhere else. That's what I meant. Once the two of them started fighting, they couldn't take care of the surrounding environment. It was obvious that they couldn't let go of their hands and feet here. Then the two left Shushan. 2 meteors, one black and one white, streaked across the sky, all the way to the end of the sky, the well of gods and demons. Don't waste time, draw your sword. Changlao launched an attack without hesitation. Jingshan also had the same idea. For some reason, he had no fear in his heart and was full of fighting spirit. At this moment, he turned into Fei Peng, the former #1 god general in the world. Under the sacred tree, Xiao, who had closed her eyes and waited, opened her eyes. She felt a familiar breath. Fei Peng, the emperor of the god realm, also felt that breath. Then countless powerful beings began to watch the battle. In the sky, Jingshan was wearing silver armor and waving the magic sword in his hand quickly. Countless sword lights formed a dense sword net and rushed towards the demon lord Changlao. The terrifying power tore everything around. Come on. The demon lord Changlao condensed the terrifying demonic energy in his hands. Then the demonic energy gushed out, forming a huge energy wave. The sword light and the demonic energy collided with each other, producing a huge roar. The swords collided in the roar. At this moment, the belief of both of them was to defeat each other. The sword lights and sword shadows kept raising dust all over the sky. The surrounding clouds were cut in half. Both of them were extremely skilled in martial arts. The two fought from the sky to the ground. The entire well of gods and demons seemed to have encountered a supernatural disaster. On Mount Shu, a super large screen appeared in front of Jiangnan. The screen was playing the battle between Demon Lord Changlao and Jingshan. Everyone was watching. Zhu Changqing said with some worry, "Will brother Jingshan lose?" "Don't worry, Jingshan is not the Fei Peng of the past. The reincarnation of 1,000 years has already made Fei Peng reborn. He is stronger." Xiao stood on the periphery of the battlefield and watched the battle. The attacks of the two people were like two meteors constantly colliding. The fast and cross attacks made people dazzled. Too fast. If Xiao was not an immortal, she might not be able to catch the figures of the two people at all. "It's really you," Xiao said lightly. The person she had been waiting for 1,000 years came back to fight with the demon lord. How to say it? She is not as good as a man. Xiao was a little bitter, but she was a sensible woman. She just watched Fei Peng quietly enjoy the battle with the demon lord. The battle in the well of gods and demons has entered a white-hot stage. Both sides have used all their strength. Jingshan stood in the sky, with countless swords around him sweeping across the world like a storm tornado. Everything around was cut open by the sharp swords. Clouds, mist, gravel. Okay. Demon Lord Changlao did not dare to show weakness. The demonic energy behind him surged into the sky and formed a huge magic circle. The terrifying power kept echoing around. Jingshan fell from the sky stepping on countless flying swords. The terrifying blood-red demonic energy of Demon Lord Changlao was like a wave, roaring in the world. He mobilized the power of heaven and earth for his own use. The waves collided with countless swords. They stirred each other and crushed each other. At this moment, the two fought heartily. The attacks of the two seemed to be a collision between heaven and earth. In the end, the attacks of the two cancelled each other out. The red waves disappeared, and the sword shadows in the sky also disappeared. The two started a hand-to-hand fight, without using those fancy spells. It was just a pure competition of martial arts and strength. The double swords collided with the magic sword, making a sonorous sound of steel. Jingshan's mind suddenly appeared Long Yang's memory. The reincarnation of thousands of years made Fei Peng's power harder and stronger. Powerful immortals would practice in the world and temper their hearts. Jingshan was no exception. Birth, aging, illness, death, and pain would all become nutrients for Fei Peng's power. Both sides kept attacking. The best defense is offense. The double swords and the magic sword collided with each other, making continuous sounds. It was like a beautiful symphony. After the two collided and separated again, they both stopped attacking. Fei Peng, you are much stronger than before. You are not weak either. Changlao. The two smiled at each other. Friends cherish each other. They are both friends and enemies. Then let's decide the winner with this attack. The demon lord Changlao used all his strength. That's what I meant. Jingshan raised his sword and attacked without hesitation. The two collided like two meteors, emitting dazzling light. The explosion caused by the battle swept everything around like a nuclear bomb. This time it was still a draw. The two laughed at the same time on the battlefield. Ha ha ha. This battle was hearty. Fei Peng is pretty good. Jingshan smiled. Let's go drink together after the fight. Jingshan put away the magic sword. He seemed to have forgotten that there was someone in the sky who had been waiting for him for 1,000 years. Okay. The demon lord Zunlao was not polite. This fight was very exciting, and drinking after the fight was even more exciting. Just as the two were discussing where to drink, a woman in a white dress fell from the sky. This person was Xiao. Xiao's eyes fell on Jingshan, who was wearing silver armor. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 210, Back. Looking for you? Changla asked. Jingshan nodded. It seems that we have to drink this wine later. I'll treat you next time. The demon lord Changla nodded, and the black wings behind him spread out, taking him away from here. Fedipeng. Xiao called out the name that had been waiting for 1,000 years. At this moment, Jingshan was Fedipeng. He could call out the girl's name. Xiao. Jiangnan looked at this dog food scene and turned off the big screen without hesitation. The disciples of Shushan are all people who practice Taoism. To put it bluntly, they are all a bunch of single dogs. Single dogs feel so sour when they see others fall in love, as if they have eaten lemons. It's better not to watch. Taoism is easy to be shaken. Zhu Changqing was relieved after watching the battle. Okay, I'll go back first. Jiangnan greeted everyone. Jingshan is Jingshan. Jiangnan only temporarily stimulated the power of Fedipeng in his body. This power will disappear after a while. Then the space crack opened. Jiangnan left this world. In the chat group leader Jiangnan, brother Jingshan, your power as General Fipeng is only temporary and will disappear in 2 or 3 days. Remember not to fly in the air at that time. It would be embarrassing if you accidentally fall to death. Mingfei, what happened after we left? Group leader Jiangnan, Demon Lord Zunlao came to fight Jingshan. Saitama, Demon Lord Zunlao, he is very strong. Mingfei, damn, I left too early and missed a good show. Jigo Yuan, how is brother Jingshan? Group leader Jiangnan, they are posting dog food. I couldn't stand it, so I left. Mingfei, Xiao, group leader Jiangnan, yes. Xiao Yan, hello everyone. Mingfei, hello, Long Ocean. Xiao Yan, don't say that, I will be shy. Namikaze Minato, it seems that brother Jingshan should be quiet for a while. Mingfei, I bought a lot of things in ancient times. I'll go back and see if I can identify them as antiques. That way I'll make a fortune. Xiao Yan, antiques. Why didn't I think of that? Group leader Jiangnan, this stuff is a little difficult to deal with. After all, antiques have signs of being eroded by time. Mingfei. Xiao, hello, everyone. Group leader Jiangnan, hello, little friend. Mingfei, are you still taking the hunter's license exam? Xiao, yeah. Xiao Yan, alas actually, my world is not safe either. I have to get stronger quickly. Mingfei, the Soul Palace Guardian should have come to Yunshan by now. You'd better keep the jade in your house. After all, your childhood sweetheart came here for this thing. Xiao Yan, I believe Zuna. Mingfei, actually, I think it would be a good idea for you to hand it over in exchange for the protection of the ancient clan. Mingfei, the ancient clan is strong enough to confront the Soul Clan head on. Xiao Yan, that is indeed a method, but we are too weak and have no right to negotiate terms. Mingfei, then let the group leader go over to support you. Don't forget that 1,000 years ago, your ancestor Xiao Zuan signed an alliance contract with the ancient clan. Xiao Yan, in the Daoqi continent, the strong are respected. As for the current Xiao clan, the strongest is my father, a great Daoshi. Do you think they will give us face? Mingfei, that makes sense. After all, he is a 9-star Daosheng. Xiao Yan, hey, I have to get stronger quickly. Mingfei, are you practicing immortality too? Xiao Yan, yes. If you practice Daoqi, you can't break through to the Dao Emperor without the Dao Emperor origin. It doesn't matter if you don't become the Yan Emperor, or if you don't go to the Tuosh Ancient Emperor's cave. Group leader Jiangnan, there are many strange fires in the Tuosh Ancient Emperor's cave. Except for the first 3 strange fires, the rest are all there. Mingfei, this is a good thing. Xiao Yan, I'm envious too. But I can't get in. Immortal cultivation can also take the path of alchemy, and alchemy requires flames. If I can subdue a strange fire, it will definitely make my cultivation path twice as effective with half the effort. Mingfei, You don't practice the burning art anymore. Xiao Yan, the medicine master is still sleeping now. I want to cultivate immortality. Namikaze Minato, brother Xiao Yan, then you have to work hard to become stronger. Group leader Jiangnan, shut you. Mingfei, why don't you invite the group leader to play over? Xiao Yan, group leader, do you want to come and play? Although my Xiao family is not a big family, we can still afford to entertain you in Wotan City. Group leader Jiangnan, how embarrassing. What if I accidentally blow up the entire Dalki continent? What should I do? Mingfei, be gentle, brother. Xiao Yan, group leader, don't scare me. Mingfei, if the group leader has a lot of fun, maybe he will really blow up the world. Jigo Yuan, that's a possibility. Group leader Jiangnan, just kidding. Elia, hello everyone. Mingfei, hello, Mahao Shochu. Jigo Yuan, hello. Mingfei, magical girl. The magical girl movies I watched recently are so miserable. Group leader Jiangnan, is it the kind where they fight tentacle monsters? Mingfei, you old fool. Xiao Yan, don't drive in front of the children, they are miserable enough. Mingfei, when those bastards come, call the brothers, and the brothers will help you beat them up. Group leader Jiangnan, that's right, beat them till they're all screwed. Elia, thank you everyone, it's okay now, we've been collecting heroic spirit cards. Xiao Yan, I can't stand it either. I just like to bully children and beat them up. Namikaze Minato, I can't stand it either. Group leader Jiangnan, it's okay, I'm here. I can crush any dark and cruel characters with just my hand. Think about how the magical girls in the beginning were so pure, so beautiful, and so good. How come they are all dark and cruel now? Elia, the magical girls I watched were very good. Mingfei, yours is for young children. Group leader Jiangnan, when I watched Magical Girl Sakura, I thought all magical girls were so good, until I watched Madoka Magica. The style of painting was so healing, but in the third episode, there was a scene, Tomoami, group leader Jiangnan, it dealt a heavy blow to my young heart at the time. Mingfei, hey, Xiao Yan, by the way, do you want to come over to play with me? Group leader Jiangnan, of course. Do you want to set up a book club? Chapter 211, Fighting Spirit transforms into horse. The Xiao clan, once one of the 8 ancient clans, has now fallen to a clan with only the strongest being a great Daoshi. Even in the small city of Wotan in the northwest continent, there are countless opponents. Xiao Yan stroked the magic stone tablet that can test the Dao Ki level. Xiao Yan, Dao Power 0 stage. Low level. It seems that all the Dao Ki in the body has been converted into spiritual power. Xiao Yan put down his hand. The information on the magic stone tablet is believed to be something that anyone in the Dao Ki continent would say, fuck. Dao Power 0 stage. A waste that has never been seen before, and will never be seen again. But this is good news for Xiao Yan. From this moment on, he has completely embarked on the path of cultivating immortals. He is no longer a fighter, but a cultivator and a seeker of the Tao. Jiangnan nodded beside him. Not bad. The third level of Ki refining, and the breathing method, Mingfei taught you. Xiao Yan nodded and smiled. The breathing method created by Mingfei can make the body enter the state of cultivation for 24 hours. It is a very powerful cultivation method, and there is also a matching sun breathing sword technique, which can attack and defend, and is extremely powerful. At this time, the Dalki continent ushered in a very terrifying existence. Jiangnan. This powerful existence has surpassed the limits of this world. Fortunately, this powerful existence is not such a willful person. What about your family? Those old guys hate you very much. If they knew that your Dalsi force is 0, they would probably attack your father again. Xiao Yan said with disdain. It's just a group of old things, and don't underestimate my father too much. Xiao Yan's father Xiao Zan is still very capable. Although he is only at the level of a great Daoshi, he can lead the family to continue to grow in Wotan City. The Daodi bloodline of the Xiao clan was completely extracted by Xiao Zuan 1,000 years ago to impact the Daodi realm. Because there is no Daodi origin, the impact failed. This also led to the decline of the Xiao clan, one of the 8 ancient clans. It seems that you have a very stable mentality, Jiang Nan said with a smile. Xiao Yan nodded. I have seen my future, and I have also seen the direction and truth of this world, so I have also planned my future. The biggest conspirator in the world of battle through the heavens is probably the Soul Clan. The head of the Soul Clan, Emperor Hunshan, planned for 1,000 years to open the cave of Emperor Tuosh. With the help of the source energy in the Emperor Grade Young Pill and the souls of the people in Zhongzhou, he was promoted to the Dao Emperor. This is a very powerful conspirator. Even the second ranked Zhuwu 29 on the list of different fires is his ally. Or I can just go over and beat Emperor Hunshan to death. Jiang Nan said with interest. For him, this kind of thing is too simple, and it must be very interesting. Xiao Yan shook his head. In this world, the strong are respected. Everyone is constantly getting stronger. Even if Emperor Hunshan is gone, there will be other beings to plan all this. The real truth is to have a strong fist. Only when your own strength is strong, you will not be afraid of everything. Jiang Nan, it seems that these 3 years have made you grow a lot. The two walked side by side, wandering around in Wutan City casually. Xiao Yan recalled the 3 years when he lost all his fighting spirit. During these 3 years, he received countless cold stares and ridicules. The genius who was once high and mighty fell to the bottom. Those who once chased him laughed at him crazily. They even wanted to step on him. But now they have let it go. Because this is how the world is. No one will sympathize with the weak. Yes, in these 3 years, I have wanted to return to the top countless times. For this, I have endured countless ridicules and snubs. I still remember those harsh words in my heart. Xiao Yan closed his eyes, as if he had returned to the past. Those harsh words rang in his ears. What a shameful waste. You have brought shame to the family. I really don't know why the clan leader gave birth to a waste like you. The former genius has fallen into such a miserable state. It's really funny. I guess he did something wrong. Xiao Yan recalled the harsh words he had heard in the past 3 years, and his hands unconsciously clenched. And the broken engagement half a month ago. Nalan Yanran slapped him hard on the face, breaking off the engagement in public, pressing the faces of the Xiao family and Xiao Yan hard on the ground. Xiao Yan didn't have to marry Nalan Yanran. The two had never met, let alone had no feelings. The matter of breaking off the engagement could be discussed by the elders of the two families. There was no need to come over and show off his power and slap him in the face in public. In the end, everything turned into a long sigh. It's okay, don't bully the poor young. Jiang Nan patted Xiao Yan's shoulder. I know what you want to say, boss. Don't bully the poor young, don't bully the poor middle-aged, don't bully the poor old, don't dance on the grave. Xiao Yan had a headache when he thought of Jiang Nan's personality. This is a free and easy personality that only modern people have, and it's very jumpy. Thinking is like a brain teaser, often turning around. Whatever comes out is what comes out. It is in line with the values of contemporary young people. Do whatever you want on a whim, fishing for 3 days, and drying the net for 2 days. Don't talk so much. We are here to have fun. Why don't you treat us to a good meal first? Jiang Nan chuckled. When two time travelers are together, there is always a feeling of mutual understanding. They speak the same language, know what a TV is, know what a canon is, know what mathematics, physics, and chemistry are, know what a popular meme is. No problem. I have saved a lot of private money over the years. Let's go to the restaurant and have a good meal. The food there is delicious. Xiao Yan's private money is not much, only a dozen gold coins. There is no way. Xiao Yan used most of the money for cultivation. As a result, all the fighting spirit he cultivated was absorbed by Yao Lao. This little money was saved by him by living frugally. These dozen gold coins are actually not enough to spend. Those super large restaurants cost hundreds of gold coins for a meal. Xiao Yan can only decide according to the situation. Money is not everything, but not having money is absolutely impossible. Jiang Nan said leisurely. Xiao Yan took out his purse and began to count the money in it. Being poor, one needs to be frugal in life. One must learn to save money, to save some private money. Okay, the money is enough for 2 meals. Xiao Yan looked at the gold coins in his purse and nodded. Jiangnan always felt that he was a little too much. This was Xiao Yan's hard-earned money. At this time, Xiao Yan was only 15 years old. These gold coins were Xiao Yan's pocket money. Xiao Yanzi, it seems that you should learn alchemy first. You are too poor. Xiao Yan nodded. When I reach the middle stage of key refining, I will start to learn the art of alchemy. Although the cultivation system is different, but the alchemy technique is not much different. Chapter 212. The future is promising. Xiao Yan is now a promising future. Without Xiao Leo to absorb Dao Qi, his talent has been restored. He has also learned the perfect breathing method of Jiguanai and Mingfei. His cultivation speed is much faster than usual. Of course, it will be faster if he takes drugs. For example, Hanli, a mortal who cultivates immortality, has no talent and takes drugs to make up for it. As long as I take drugs fast enough, those geniuses can't catch up with me. People are coming and going on the street. The Xiao family is not the only one in Wutan City. Xiao Yan is going to bring Jiangnan to the Xiao family's territory for a meal. However, what the two did not expect was that they actually met a familiar beauty, brother Xiao Yan. The girl's temperament is quiet and cold. She is already stunning at a young age. She will definitely be stunning when she grows up. The girl was very happy when she saw Xiao Yan. Bah, perverted lolly control. Jiangnan snorted. Xiao Yan certainly knew what this sentence meant. When he was 5 or 6 years old, Xiao Yan wanted to try the effect of Dao Qi. So a time traveler sneaked into the room of a 5 or 6-year-old little girl. Dark history. The visitor was Xiao Yan's childhood sweetheart Zuna. She was also the biological daughter of the leader of the ancient 8 clans. The Daodi blood in her body was very strong. The girl wore a green long skirt, which swayed slightly when she ran, like a beautiful flower swaying. Boss, I'm really not a pervert. I didn't know anything back then, and didn't think so much. Xiao Yan explained in a low voice. Explanation is covering up, and covering up is pretending to be true. Jiangnan would not listen to Xiao Yan's explanation. After Zuna came to the two of them, she glanced at Jiangnan. It was someone she had never seen before. During the 3 years, when Xiao Yan was not welcomed, Zuna had been with Xiao Yan all the time. She knew who was around Xiao Yan. Jiangnan was definitely not someone around Xiao Yan. Zuna was very alert to this sudden person. Zuna was from the ancient 8 clans. She knew the real secret of the Xiao family. In her heart, she decided to let her subordinate Ling Ying go over to check after she returned. Jiangnan understood everything in an instant. So a smile appeared on his lips. His desire to stir up trouble was rising. Although Zuna thought so, she still asked very elegantly, "Brother Xiao Yan, is this your friend?" Before Xiao Yan spoke, Jiangnan spoke first. He hugged Xiao Yan. "We are not just simple friends, but close friends, the kind that can't be better." He even told me about the time when Xiao Yan touched your room when he was 5 or 6 years old. Zuna was slightly stunned and then looked at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan was stunned for a moment. Tens of thousands of Kaonama were running in his heart. Xiao Yan, no, Zuna, listen to my explanation. Jiangnan said with a sly smile. Hehe, Zuna. Xiao Yan and I are so close that we can wear the same pants. At the beginning, he carefully told me how to use Dao Qi to cultivate. Xiao Yan covered Jiangnan's mouth with tears in his eyes. Zuna had already lowered her head at this time, and her cheeks were flushed. Brother Xiao Yan, why do you tell everything to others? If you keep doing this, Zuna will hate you. No, I didn't say anything, Sister Zuna. Jiangnan laughed so happily, and asked you to investigate me. Boss, explain it to me. Xiao Yan was a little speechless. Jiangnan pulled away Xiao Yan's hand that was covering himself. Hehe, Sister Zuna. Do you know what Xiao Yan and I are going to do? We are going to an expensive restaurant for dinner, and Xiao Yan is treating us, and he is using his hard-earned private money. Hehe, Xiao Yan must have never treated you with his hard-earned private money. His first treat was by me, Jiangnan. Jiangnan posed in a handsome and coquettish posture. It was Jojo standing. Most of Xiao Yan's money was used for cultivation. To be honest, he really didn't treat Zuna to anything too expensive. Brother Xiao Yan, Zuna looked at Xiao Yan with a puffy face. This girl is really funny, and she gets angry at the slightest provocation. Xiao Yan helplessly covered his forehead. He finally understood why the group of people in the group said that the group leader liked to stir up trouble. This is a person who never minds the trouble. Xiao Yan touched his purse. Well, the money he saved with great difficulty will be spent again today. You can't treat the girl and ask her to pay. Although Zuna is a wealthy woman. But for the sake of face, Xiao Yan has to use his own purse. So the three of them walked side by side on the street. The people around were noisy. Zuna's eyes drifted to Jiangnan from time to time. She always felt that Jiangnan's laughter was familiar. It was like the laughter of some Soul Palace guardians. So bad. I must let Ling Ying investigate it carefully later. If he is not a good person, just find an opportunity to kill him. But if I kill him, will brother Xiao Yan be angry? Zuna fell into distress. Jiangnan smiled and watched the girl struggle in her heart. It was really interesting, really fun. The surrounding market was bustling. Because of the existence of fighting spirit, all daily necessities in this world revolve around fighting spirit. Fighting skills, magic cores, pearls. These things are all circulated here. Some mercenaries who lick blood with swords and knives often come and go here. They will buy some simple healing pills and then sell the magic cores they obtained in the Warcraft forest. The magic core is a kind of energy crystal core unique to the Daoki continent. These energy crystal cores can be used as medicine and alchemy, and can also be used to make weapons. Only powerful Warcraft can have this kind of magic core. Xiao Yan's money now can't even afford a good first level magic core. Looking at the noisy crowd, Xiao Yan is more determined to become a pharmacist. Xiao Yan and a few people turned a few corners on the street and entered a medium-sized market in the city. This is the market controlled by the Xiao family. There are now 3 powerful families in Wutan City that control all the large and small markets. The Xiao family is one of them. The guard at the entrance of the market obviously knew Xiao Yan and Zuna. Meet the third young master, Miss Zuna. The guard said respectfully. Xiao Yan nodded and spoke. You've worked hard. It's not hard, Master Xiao Yan. Zuna smiled and waved at the guards. Jiangnan glanced at the guards. In his eyes, these people were a little weak. They were probably at the level of fighters. As for how many stars they were, Jiangnan really didn't pay attention. After all, the number of fighters was too small for him. Then let's go in first. Xiao Yan led the 2 into the market town. Several guards looked at the 3 people who were walking away and said, the third young master is still so gentle to others, but it's a pity that such a good young man has a hard time practicing. The 3 came to the restaurant in the market town. The restaurant was very lively, and many mercenaries in armor were drinking here. Xiao Yan came to the counter and said, Boss, are there any private rooms here? Chapter 213, A Ocean Halo. Xiao Yan never puts on airs. This is also a habit he brought from modern society. The front desk boss checked the information. After a moment of silence, he said, Master Xiao Yan, there is only one large room left upstairs. Xiao Yan hesitated. A large room means more money. But looking at Zuna with a smile, Xiao Yan gritted his teeth and spent the money. Okay, boss, this is it. The boss nodded and took out a pen to write it down in the account book. At this time, Jiangnan looked at the menu behind the boss. Many monsters can also be used as ingredients for cooking. He is used to eating chicken, duck, fish, and beef. This time he wants to change his taste. I don't know which one is better, monster meat or beef and mutton. Jiangnan licked his lips unconsciously when he thought of this. He was a little impatient. And it was someone else's treat. It feels very good to eat without paying. Some students even like to call the person who treats the meal as their godfather. However, at this moment, someone's halo was activated. A group of people who had nothing to do came up. Hey, isn't this the good for nothing Xiao Yan? That was the voice of a young man. But the tone was very annoying. The 3 turned their heads. A group of people came in from the door of the restaurant. The leader was a man in his 20s, who looked handsome, but there was always a sense of vulgarity between his eyebrows. This person was the one who spoke just now. Xiao Yan frowned slightly. Galio. This person was the son of the chief of the Jiao tribe, one of the 3 major families in Wutan City. Jiangnan curled his lips. Someone's aura is really strong. What kind of creature is the protagonist? Constant adventures, constant troubles, and constant fights. Every time there is danger, there must be someone to rescue. In the end, all the efforts of the enemy will make wedding clothes for the protagonist. The reason why Xiao Yan came to his own Xiao family's territory to eat was that he didn't want to meet this group of pits. In the end, he still met them. "What are you doing here, guy?" Xiao Yan asked coldly. However, Gallia's eyes fell on Zuna. His eyes were full of possessive desire. "It has nothing to do with a loser like you. Miss Zuna, can you please have a meal with me?" Gallia directly ignored Xiao Yan and invited Zuna. Everyone knows what Simazeo is thinking. Everyone knows what Gallia wants to do. Zuna is the most important person to Xiao Yan. If he wants to take advantage of Zuna, it is equivalent to touching Xiao Yan's reverse scale. "I refuse." Zuna coldly rejected Gallia. There was disgust that could not be hidden in her beautiful eyes. She continued to say, "If Master Gallia has nothing to do, please get out." Gallia was not angry when he was said so. It is the most fulfilling to chase a proud girl. The more you resist and struggle, the more interesting it is. "Don't say that, Miss Zuna. What's the point of following that loser Xiao Yan? After practicing for so long, he is still a loser with a fighting force of the 3rd stage, and he is still hesitant to invite Miss Zuna to dinner in a place like this. Not only is he a loser, but he is also a poor ghost, ha ha ha." Gallia laughed directly. Xiao Yan clenched his fists, ready to fight at any time. "If you can't speak, then never speak again. Gallia, do you want to die?" Xiao Yan was really angry. Now he didn't mind asking Jiangnan for help to destroy the entire Jia family. It is not shameful to ask for help from the strong when you encounter difficulties. At most, you can repay this favor after you become stronger. Xiao Yan can do it. Gallia looked at the angry Xiao Yan with a hint of sarcasm on his face. "He is just a waste. Brother Xiao Yan." Zuna looked at Xiao Yan with some worry. One of them is the 8th stage of fighting power. The other is a cultivator who has just embarked on the path of cultivation. And Gallia has become a fighter. In terms of strength, he is indeed no match for him. So annoying. Jiangnan looked at the shouting Gallia and was very impatient. This wild dog was too noisy. He was unhappy. "Money can't buy me happiness. When I'm unhappy, I have to do something to make myself happy." The next moment, Gallia, who was laughing wildly, suddenly closed his mouth. Ahem. Then blood and pieces of meat came out of his mouth. That wasn't a piece of meat, it was half a tongue. "If you can't speak, you'll never speak again." Gallia bit off his tongue. How much strength does it take to bite it off? The pain stimulated Gallia's nerves. He covered his neck and screamed in pain. But what was more fatal was that the blood blocked his throat. This was the legendary tongue-biting suicide. Xiao Yan and Zuna looked at Jiangnan unconsciously. He was the only one who could take action. But no one noticed how he did it. After saying "I'm so annoyed," Gallia bit off his tongue directly. The guests who were eating and drinking were all enjoying this good show. I didn't expect to come to eat and watch a show, and it was a free show. It was the best to get it for free. The tongue is one of the most powerful muscles in the human body, and it is covered with various nerves. It will hurt for a long time if you bite it accidentally, let alone biting it off directly. "Master Gallia, are you okay?" The guards around Gallia squatted down and looked at Gallia rolling on the ground with concern. "Are you blind? Do I look okay?" Unfortunately, Gallia couldn't say anything. Blood kept gushing out of his mouth. It sprayed all over the guards' faces. But compared to these, the guards were more worried about Gallia's life. If he died, they would definitely be blamed by the clan leader. The ending might be bleak. One of the guards seemed to have thought of something and looked at Xiao Yan viciously. "Xiao Yan, you dared to sneak attack Master Gallia. The Gallia family will settle accounts with you for this matter." Put the blame of Gallia's injury on Xiao Yan's head. Even if something happened at that time, Xiao Yan would be there to take the blame. Even if they were punished, they would not be punished to death. Xiao Yan naturally discovered this. Hey, don't put this hat on someone randomly. I believe that everyone present is not blind. It was obviously your young master who accidentally bit off his tongue. How can you blame me? Xiao Yan's words spread throughout the restaurant. It will not take long for the rumor that Gallia accidentally bit off his tongue to spread throughout Wotan City. By then, Gallia will become a joke here. I will remember you. Just wait. Seeing that the frame-up failed, several guards wanted to leave with their masters. They must find a clinic quickly and treat their masters, otherwise they will really be in trouble. Looking at Gallia and his group who were about to leave in front, Jiangnan showed a very disdainful smile. You want to leave after making such a harsh statement? No way. Chapter 214, Level 12 Pain. Several guards carefully carried Gallia, fearing that he might get bumped into by mistake. Hahaha, what the hell is that? It's so ugly, like a dog. He's looking for trouble. He bit off his tongue. So funny. The guys around all like to watch the show. There are many who are not afraid of the Gallia family, and they laugh at them to their heart's content. Several guards were embarrassed, so they hurriedly carried their masters out the door. I don't know if they rushed too fast and didn't see where they were standing. One of the guards accidentally tripped over the threshold of the door. He stumbled and hit the guard in front of him. The guard in front didn't seem to expect this to happen, so he also bumped into the guard in front. This situation was like dominoes, falling one after another, and they were thrown out because they couldn't stand steadily while carrying Gallia. And what a coincidence that there was an old man carrying a dung bucket in front. The freshly baked Laobe secret sauce is very delicious. Gallia fell headfirst into the bucket. Just like a head over heels onion. Gallia bit off his tongue, so he opened his mouth wide to breathe. And then nothing happened. Everyone knows what the result will be if he opens his mouth so wide. The Compendium of Materia Medica written by the famous ancient medical scientist Leishes and mentioned that human feces smell bitter, cold, and non-toxic. It is mainly used to treat fever and madness, detoxify, and be ground into powder, and taken with boiling water. The famous modern adventurer Laobe once said, no worries for 3 meals a day, secret Laobe hamburger, drink this bottle of aioli jet. Gallia fluttered in the feces bucket. When seeing this scene, the diners around him lost their appetite. And happiness is built on the pain of others. They laughed at Gallia crazily. I believe there will be rumors tomorrow that Master Gallia likes to eat feces. Seeing this scene, several guards hurried forward and then took a step back together. Stinky, really stinky. It stinks, but they have to save it. The old man carrying dung was confused. He usually wouldn't take this road. It was only today that something happened, that he changed his route temporarily. As a result, someone rushed in while he was walking. If you want to eat, just say so. It's not like we won't give it to you. You two go and pull out Master Gallia. The leader of Gallia's guards was a 6-star fighter. He scolded the 2 1-star fighters. It was obvious that he, like everyone else, didn't want to get close to Gallia covered in dung. The 2 1-star fighters pointed at themselves. Me. Yes, you two. Go quickly. The 2 were a little reluctant, but who made them the weakest? The head of the guards clenched his fist, and the meaning was very clear. Either go and pull Gallia covered in dung, or take his fist. Zuna saw this scene in the house, and laughed out loud. Haha, so interesting. Xiao Yan pinched his nose. Then he glanced at Jiangnan and thought to himself. I shouldn't have offended the group leader, right? If I was treated like this, I probably wouldn't know who killed me until I died. Often visible attacks are not scary, because there are traces to follow. And those invisible mysterious attacks are the scariest. Because you don't understand, you can't avoid them. Xiao Yan didn't know what means Jiangnan used. But it was because he didn't know that he felt it was scary. It's luck. I took away his luck and magnified his bad luck. Jiangnan gave the answer. People are born with illusory luck in this world. Especially in the fantasy world like Daoki continent. People with strong luck have been constantly encountering adventure since birth. And for people with weak luck, being born with defects is nothing. In today's society, most of the role of luck is to have a good birth. For example, some people are born as rich second generations. Of course, those with weak luck are probably killed by abortion before they are born. After all, in today's society, there are many people who get pregnant and have abortions on impulse. However, things outside are not over yet. People who are full of bad luck are as unlucky as they can be. And they will subconsciously infect the people around them and make them unlucky. A fierce horse on the street was suddenly frightened for some reason. It raised its front hooves high and rushed forward. In front of it was Gallia, who was lying in the dung bucket. "Get out of the way, there is a frightened horse." The people next to him shouted frantically. The animals in the Daoki continent have also practiced Daoki. The strength of this batch of fierce horses is about the 8th stage of Daoli. And the beasts have strength bonuses when practicing Daoki. The strength of this fierce horse is no worse than that of a fighter. 2 fighters guarded and pulled Master Gallia out of the dung bucket despite the stench. As a result, they suddenly felt a gust of wind. Turning around, they saw a fierce horse rushing towards them. The 2 people subconsciously let go of Gallia, and there was a bang. Gallia's whole head hit the ground, and after his body fell, he just hit another bucket of dung. As a result, a lot of dung was scattered on him again. The 2 guards didn't care about anything else and immediately dodged to both sides. But the speed of the fierce horse was too fast. After all, in a certain world of battle through the heavens, this was something that even the Tao Emperor couldn't catch up with. The fierce horse instantly knocked over the 2 guards. Then it raised its hoof high, and Gallia was right under the fierce horse. When the hoof of the fierce horse fell from the air, it just stepped on Gallia's legs. Gallia, who was in a coma, jumped up with a cry. He covered his crotch and rolled on the ground in the dung heap. "It hurts. It hurts too much." The word miserable is not enough to describe Gallia at this time. Even Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel sympathy. After all, that thing was trampled on the street. It was really sad to see it, and it made people cry just by smelling it. In medicine, there are 12 levels of pain. I guess Gallia should have reached the maximum level at this moment. He wanted to howl wildly, to vent the pain in his heart. But his tongue had fallen off, and he couldn't make a crazy howl. And his mouth was full of feces. Every time he opened his mouth, he could feel the bitterness. This was worse than being killed. For some reason, they felt the same way. The owner of the wild horse ran out of the crowd at this time. Then he quickly pulled out the reins. "Quiet." The violent horse gradually calmed down. "I'm sorry, I don't know why my horse was suddenly frightened. It's not like this normally." After saying that, the owner of the wild horse rode away directly. He ran very fast. Obviously he already knew who his wild horse had stepped on. 36 strategies. Running away is the best strategy. Chapter 215. More terrible than death. Gallia eventually fainted from the pain. The eyes of several guards were full of pity. A man in his prime had lost that place. Especially a rich second generation. A rich second generation who could easily make many girls be with him. He had never enjoyed it. He would not be too sad when he lost it. But if he had enjoyed it, he would go crazy and miss it when he lost it. It can be imagined that Gallia was more uncomfortable to live than to die. Xiao Yan swallowed his saliva. "Boss, I'm your loyal little brother." Zuna also looked at Xiao Yan curiously. If it was really him, then this method was too magical. "It's nothing." Xiao Yan patted Xiao Yan's shoulder and gave him a reassuring look. This ability to extract luck is a rule ability. Generally, most people who can comprehend this rule ability are strong people beyond ordinary planes. Using this rule level ability to bully a fighter. In the eyes of the strong, this behavior is tantamount to using a cannon to hit an ant, and it is a waste of time. Several guards found a few sticks nearby, and then a few ropes, and finally made a simple stretcher, and then put Gallia, who was covered in feces, on it. "What are you looking at? What are you looking at?" The leading guard shouted loudly to the people around him. But this is the market of the Xiao family, and the people of the Gallia family are like dragons. You have to coil up, and like tigers, you have to lie down. The people around were talking unmoved. "What the hell? Who do you think he is? TSK 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 TSK, the son of the Gallia patriarch has become like this. It seems that his life is ruined. He ate shit just now. He must have eaten it. I don't know what it tastes like. Then you can try it. I don't like to eat this kind of thing like Gallia." Hey, Gallia is also very unlucky. He bit his tongue when he was talking, and he bumped into a feces bucket when he went out. As a result, he was crushed by a fierce horse when he just came out of the feces bucket. It's so unlucky and miserable. The discussion around was not concealed at all. Several guards were embarrassed and quickly lifted the stretcher to leave. At this time, the guards who were maintaining order in Xiaojiafang City also rushed over, holding long guns in their hands. When they arrived here, they saw a mess on the ground and people gathered around to watch the excitement. What happened? I don't know who took the lead and said, someone is hungry and eating shit here. The result was a direct explosion in the whole scene. Eating shit, ha. I don't know when this hobby started. Does the Jolly family like to eat this stuff? Do you want me to poop a little? I have diarrhea recently. I don't know if they are willing to eat it. The Xiao family guards were a little confused, so they asked an old man next to them. Old Ma, what's going on? Old Ma is the old man carrying dung. Old Ma didn't know what to say. After all, this kind of thing is really a bit unexpected. How should I put it? I was just picking up the manure from the pit as usual and preparing to dump it in the fields. The path I usually take was blocked by someone today, so I wanted to go through the market. In order to prevent the smell from spreading, I even covered it with 2 layers of white cloth. Old Ma spread his hands and continued helplessly. As a result, this person came and went straight into my manure bucket without saying a word. This was the first time I saw someone like manure so much. Then several of them were ready to pull this manure eater out, but who knew that a horse jumped out from the side, and as a result, this person not only overturned my other manure bucket, but also had his testicles crushed by the fierce horse. Although old Ma was old, he had been young before. He knew how important a man's second brother was to a man. The guard nodded when he heard this, and he roughly understood it. I see, then let me see who likes to eat manure so much. The Xiao family guard looked at the person on the stretcher. Isn't this young Master Gallia? When did you start liking to eat shit? The people watching the show laughed. Ha. This was obviously a question that was asked knowingly. The guards around Gallia were too ashamed to stay here any longer, so they rushed out of the crowd carrying a stretcher. As the saying goes, a gun with shit on its tip is invincible. Everyone immediately made way. They didn't want to get that kind of stuff on their bodies. Just as they arrived at the door of the market, the stretcher carried by the guards suddenly broke. Gallia fell directly to the ground and rolled several times. This scene happened to be seen by Xiao Yan and the other 2 who came out of the restaurant. Too brutal. Xiao Yan felt that this was much more cruel than killing people. Gallia's guards looked at each other, then lifted Gallia up and ran away. When everyone saw Gallia leave, they left one after another. After the restaurant owner came out, he took a look at the shit on the ground at the door and said it was bad luck. It seemed that the owner could not open the restaurant during this period. Brother Xiao Yan, let's go to another place, Zuna said with a smile. Even if such a thing happened, it still did not disturb her interest. Yeah. Xiao Yan nodded. Night. The back mountain of the Xiao family. The silver light illuminated the green grass. Not far away was a cliff. In martial arts novels, many protagonists obtained mysterious secrets after jumping off a cliff and then dominated the martial arts world and became the best in the world. In the upper world, there are also some strong people who like to live in seclusion. Some lucky people will meet these secluded strong people and then trigger adventures. A pile of fire was burning on the grass. There were also several fish and dozens of skewers on the fire. It will be ready soon. Xiao Yan sat on the stone. There were also several bottles of Green Island beer next to him. Since crossing over, Xiao Yan has not drunk these wines in his hometown. Now drinking it again feels like a hint of hometown. Before crossing over, he was just an ordinary person. After crossing over, he became a genius with the powerful soul power of the crosser and his own talent. As a result, Yao Leo sucked away his fighting spirit in the past 3 years. He became a fallen genius. Jiangnan shook the beer in his hand. Eating skewers and drinking beer at night is the most enjoyable. Xiao Yan drank a glass of ice beer and said, "This beer is still so delicious. I thought I couldn't drink it after crossing over. It's okay. It's sold in the group mall and you can exchange some materials you don't need in the group. There are also a few modern people in the group. It's not a big deal to get some modern things." Jiangnan raised the wine glass in his hand. The 2 clinked it. Cheers. The 2 time travelers got together, and it felt like they were back to before they crossed over, eating skewers and drinking beer with their friends at a cheap street stall. Men's friendship is simple. Just drink and eat happily. It doesn't matter whether it's expensive or not, just do it. Chapter 216. Angel Investors. Galio died tragically, and couldn't be saved. Xiao Yan said calmly, while sitting on a rock, as if he was telling a common story. You have an idea, do you want to be the sixth brother? Jiang Nan asked curiously. If you don't remove the roots, they will grow again in the spring breeze, and the Jia family has already started, right? Xiao Yan said, while looking at the stars and the moon in the sky. This fight has already begun. The Jia family will definitely use this incident to attack the Xiao family. The group of useless elders of the Xiao family will definitely put all the responsibilities on Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan is a waste, but waste also has value. It seems that many people want your father's position as the patriarch. Jiang Nan also saw through the truth of the matter. It is obvious that someone wants to take advantage of the issue, and it would be better if Xiaozan could be pulled down. Xiao Yan drank the beer in the glass, and then picked up a skewer of barbecue on the shelf. Boss, do you have any ideas? There are many ways. It's too easy for someone of my level to destroy the Jia family, but I can't rely on everything. Don't forget the thing your Xiao family holds. Sooner or later, the Soul Clan will target you. Jiang Nan said lightly. Xiao Yan's thoughts were drifting. The future had already changed. He didn't worship Yao Lao as his master. Yao Lao didn't wake up either. The butterfly effect is very scary. One choice is enough to change the fate of a world. Sure enough, becoming stronger is the hard truth. Xiao Yan clenched his fist. He was eager to become stronger to deal with the upcoming crisis. In fact, his heart was not as relaxed as he showed in the chat group. Jiang Nan also noticed this, but there are some things that friends will not say out loud. Don't think too much. Let's eat skewers tonight, and don't go home until we are drunk. The two looked at each other. Let's not talk about these troublesome topics, just drink. The two drank more than a dozen bottles of beer that night. The alcohol content of beer is relatively low, but after more than a dozen bottles, it is still a bit overwhelming. Xiao Yan fell asleep on the grass. There was a fire next to him. He was covered with a pair of quilts. Jiang Nan's eyes were still clear, and this little bit of wine could not make him drunk. Not far away, a Daohuan was watching them. It was Ling Ying, the guardian sent by Zuna's family. However, Ling Ying was far away and could only see the two people eating, but did not hear their conversation. Not far from the back mountain was the Warcraft mountain range. A huge mountain range spanning the entire empire. The morning sun shone on the earth. The hazy mist floated on the ground. Xiao Yan woke up slowly and smelled the smell of green grass. My head hurts. It was the feeling of a hangover. Suddenly Xiao Yan remembered that he drank a lot of wine last night and fell asleep directly on the ground. Don't do this again next time. Jiang Nan sat on the edge of the cliff and looked at the rising sun. The red sun was as beautiful as the morning glow. Wake up. Jiang Nan's voice was not loud, but it was clearly transmitted to Xiao Yan's ears. Xiao Yan rubbed his temples. Wake up. It's uncomfortable to sleep outside. The ground is so hard. Xiao Yan came to Jiang Nan and sat down. The two sat together on the edge of the cliff. Looking at the beautiful scenery, all the troubles seemed to disappear. After about a quarter of an hour, footsteps were heard behind them. The footsteps did not mean to hide. Xiao Yan turned his head slightly and smiled when he saw the person coming. Zuna. Brother Xiao Yan. Zuna came over with a sweet smile. She was holding a prepared breakfast in her hand. Oh, there's breakfast. I'll go. Jiang Nan rubbed his hands and stood up. Zuna put the wooden box in her hand on the ground. Then he opened it one by one, and it was a prepared breakfast. There was hot porridge and side dishes. Xiao Yan glanced at Zuna. You made it? Zuna nodded. It's great. Xiao Yan touched Zuna's little head. Jiang Nan saw the opportunity and took a bowl of hangover soup directly. Show your affection. I'll start first, he said and ate without hesitation. How can you not taste the food cooked by a beautiful woman? Seeing this, Xiao Yan also picked up a portion and started eating. Zuna, you eat too, Xiao Yan said vaguely. Zuna also picked up her own portion. The three of them had a simple breakfast here. It's good to have a gentle girlfriend. She can also cook breakfast. Jiang Nan rarely eats breakfast. He is too lazy to cook or eat. After finishing the meal, Zuna seemed to have thought of something and spoke. Brother Xiao Yan, the elders seem to be meeting with the clan leader to discuss you. Xiao Yan nodded as expected. I know, it's okay. Zuna snorted. Those guys don't know how good Xiao Yan is, and they actually want to unite to bully brother Xiao Yan and put pressure on Uncle Xiao Zan. Don't worry, Zuna, I will take care of everything. There is no room for two tigers in one mountain. Power is a very attractive poison. Once you get a little, you want more. The three major families in Wotan City will fight sooner or later. Now it's just in advance. After Zuna left, Xiao Yan showed a bitter smile. A man is destined not to show his embarrassment in front of a girl. Just give me 2 more months. Xiao Yan is confident that he can break through the key training stage and reach the foundation building stage within 2 months. He will definitely make a splash at the coming of age ceremony 1 year later. But plans cannot keep up with changes. It's not a big deal. Yesterday I thought about how to deal with it. Why don't we find a bodyguard? For example, angel investor Hayboden. The 5 ice dragons directly destroyed all the funds of the production team. Compared with Dugubo next door, the same all-in, one made a lot of money, and the other lost everything. You know, after you become the Flame Emperor, even the Dao Sheng will come and call Hayboden Brother Dong when he sees him. Jiang Nan's words were full of teasing. Hayboden was once one of the top 10 strongest men in the Jiamar Empire. A Dao Huang level strongman with terrifying strength. Top risk control expert, angel investor. So are we going to the desert to find him now? I'm just making a metaphor. Don't we have a ready-made bodyguard? That guy has sucked your Dao Ki for 3 years. It's time for him to pay back. Xiao Yan's mouth twitched slightly. Isn't this referring to Yao Leo? Yao Chen was already a Daozan strongman before he was backstabbed to death by his good disciple Han Feng. And he was also a rare 8th grade alchemy master on the mainland. Is there really no problem? Absorbing without asking is considered stealing. If you are not a bodyguard, according to our country's laws, it seems that there is no such article. Forget it, just take him to be shot for 10 minutes. Jiang Nan directly convicted Yao Leo. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 217. Where is the security guard? It is a very good idea to have Yao Chen as a bodyguard. He can fight, resist, be smart and can make bills. If Xiao Yan wants to learn the art of alchemy, he can also let Yao Chen teach him. Anyway, the alchemy of Xiuxin and the alchemy of Dao Qi are almost the same. By the way, where did you throw Yao Leo? Jiang Nan asked. Xiao Yan thought for a while, and finally said a little embarrassedly. I used him as a wall pad. A great master of alchemy, now he has fallen to the point of being a wall pad. It is really tragic. Let's go. Go and meet our bodyguards. With Yao Leo here, what is a mere Jiali family? It can be destroyed with a snap of a finger. Jiang Nan said with a smile. In Xiao Yan's house, Xiao Yan looked east and west, and finally found the simple black ring in the corner of the bed under the wall. Hey, boss found it. Xiao Yan looked at the ring in front of him, and had a headache. It was this thing that made him a fallen genius. Give it to me. I promise to teach him a good life. Xiao Yan's mouth twitched when he heard this. He could only pray in his heart that Yao Leo would not be played badly. The moment Jiang Nan got the ring, he sensed the soul sleeping in the ring. The souls of alchemists are very powerful. As long as the soul is immortal, even if the body dies, it can be remade, or even reborn in another body. After absorbing Xiao Yan's 3 years of fighting spirit, the broken soul has shown signs of revival. Get up, sir. Jiang Nan sent a soul shock to the ring. Yao Chen, who was sleeping, only felt a shock in his consciousness, and then he began to spin wildly in the ring like a roller coaster. Until the shock stopped, Yao Chen stopped spinning. What's going on? Yao Chen was confused. Get up, come out and talk. Jiang Nan shook the ancient ring in his hand and said. Yao Chen felt the breath outside, and knew that he was discovered. He didn't understand how he was discovered when he was hiding well. Aren't you coming out yet? Jiangnan didn't like waiting, so he thought of a way. He used his divine thoughts to invade and directly pulled Yao Chen out. Jiangnan did what he said. Yao Chen and the ring only felt a giant hand appear in the sky. Then it pinched his head, and a powerful and terrifying spiritual force suppressed him, so that he couldn't resist at all. This was encountering a strong man. From Xiao Yan's perspective, Jiangnan pulled Yao Chen out of the ring directly like pulling noodles. Be gentle, it's going to break, it's going to break. Yao Chen felt that his soul body began to become unstable again. There was a risk of spreading at any time. After Jiangnan pulled Yao Chen out, he threw him away. The soul body floated in the air. This person was Yao Chen. Be gentle, my friend. This is the soul body I condensed with great difficulty. This thing should be considered a ghost in a sense. Jiangnan touched his chin and looked at Yao Chen. Yao Chen's soul body looked like he looked when he was alive. He was wearing a white robe with long sleeves fluttering. His face was old and he looked unusually kind. His deep eyes exuded wisdom that could not be concealed even with the air of old age, as if he had experienced many vicissitudes of life. Yao Chen floated slightly in the air. Then he clasped his hands and said, I'm Yao Chen, the pavilion master of Xingyan Pavilion, and I'm honored to meet you two young friends. Xiao Yan looked at the culprit who made him a loser. He was also the teacher who would make him the Emperor of Flame in the future. Should he be thankful or angry? You are such a bad ghost. You dare to absorb my friend's Dao Qi for 3 years. 3 years. Do you know how he spent these 3 years? Do you know that where he died? Yao Chen was confused. It seemed that he had only absorbed some Dao Qi, and he didn't kill anyone. I'm sorry to this young friend. I'm willing to compensate. As an 8th grade alchemist, Yao Chen could still afford to pay for a Dao Qi of a Dao fighter for 3 years. Compensation. Can you afford it? It's like you are dying of thirst in the desert, and someone sells you a bottle of water. Do you still think it's $1 a bottle? The value of this bottle of water is equivalent to your life. Jiangnan said unceremoniously. Yao Chen also knew that he was in the wrong, so he bowed and said, what compensation do you two want? First, give me 10 heaven level fighting skills. Jiangnan asked without hesitation. Yao Chen thought he had heard it wrong. What? 10 heaven level fighting skills, didn't you hear? Yao Chen was speechless for a moment. 10 heaven level fighting skills. What do you think heaven level fighting skills are? Even Dao Sheng would go crazy to snatch them. Are you kidding, sir? How could I have so many heaven level fighting skills? Then give me 109th grade treasure pills. Yao Chen continued to remain silent. He felt that the young man in front of him didn't know the value of high level pills at all. You have to know that the materials needed to refine a 9th grade treasure pill require countless costs just to collect. Not to mention that there is a high probability of failure during refining 109th grade treasure pills. Xingyan Pavilion would not be able to sell enough. My dear, I really can't do what you ask for. You are so useless. Then ask for something you can do. Didn't you absorb his Dao Qi for 3 years? Then you can be his security guard for 3 years. Jiangnan pointed at Xiao Yan behind him. This is Jiangnan's ultimate goal. People like to compromise. First, make a very outrageous request, and then make a request with a relatively high price. As long as you compare, you will find that the original high request will become very reasonable. But who is Yao Chen? He is old and shrewd. He saw through Jiangnan's little thoughts the moment Jiangnan made this request. My dear, this is your real purpose. Yao Chen smiled. Jiangnan, what do you mean? Yao Chen shook his head. I'm willing to teach that young friend a ground level fighting skill and a matching ground level technique, and I'm willing to refine any elixir below the 8th grade for him. How would you like to repay me? If you think it is not enough, I can guide him for free for 3 years. I was a Daozan before I died. Within 3 years, I guarantee that he can become a Daoshi, and his future achievements will definitely not be lower than Dao Huang. How about it? If Xiao Yan had heard this kind of promise in the past, he would definitely jump with joy. Ground level fighting skills, ground level techniques. Future strength is not less than Dao Huang. A 7th grade elixir. The guidance of Daozan. These things are enough to make anyone become one of the strong men of the Jayamar Empire. Become a strong man who can rival the master of Yunlan sect. But now Xiao Yan has changed to cultivating immortals and has also seen the broader side of this world. In 3 years, relying on the chat group plugin, even a pig can fly to the sky. He does not need Yao Chen's guidance. What do you think, young friend? Yao Chen did not think that the conditions he proposed would be rejected. But Xiao Yan refused. He just shook his head and said 3 words. I refuse. Chapter 218, Liu attacks. Another reason why Yao Chen proposed such generous conditions was Jiangnan, a young man who was hard to figure out. Now Yao Chen needed help from others. A dangerous person and a mysterious person were both opportunities and crises. However, he did not expect Xiao Yan to refuse. I don't know why you refuse, my friend. The things I offer are more valuable than being a bodyguard for 3 years. There is no way. The things Yao Chen gave were indeed good things, but most of them were useless. Jiangnan spoke at this time. It didn't work out, but even if the deal didn't work out, there is still righteousness. After all, I'm not a devil, but we have already paid. You have to return the money. Jiangnan said lightly. It was as if he was a very kind boss. But Yao Chen didn't understand. Refund? What refund? Fighting spirit? However, he knew what refund the next moment. Jiangnan stretched out his hand, and a terrifying suction appeared in his hand. Then the power of Yao Chen's soul was sucked away bit by bit. Yao Chen could feel that his body was becoming transparent at a speed visible to the naked eye. Now he understood. This is what a refund means. To put it simply, it means death. After Yao Chen knew this, he would not sit still and wait for death. A terrifying cold white flame suddenly appeared. This is the strange fire controlled by Yao Chen. He did not want to die, and he had not killed the disciple who betrayed him. Bone Spirit Cold Fire. Ranked 11th on the list of strange fires. It is a strange flame that combines extreme cold and extreme heat. It can only be seen in the extremely cold and extremely yin places every 100 years when the sun and the moon alternate. Bone Spirit Cold Fire has the special ability of ice and fire. It can freeze thousands of miles. It feels cold, but it actually suffers from burning damage. Strange fire. It's pretty good. I want it. Jiangnan smiled softly. The gloomy flames around him originally wanted to attack Jiangnan. But as this sentence fell, Yao Chen only felt that the bone spirit cold fire in his body disappeared, and the surrounding flames began to gather together and became a fire seed. That is the fire seed of the strange fire. As long as you devour and refine this fire seed, you can control the strange fire. Yao Chen's strange fire was forcibly stripped out, and it was done without being noticed. It's over. Yao Chen understood at this moment that this young boy had unfathomable strength. He could take away the strange fire if he wanted. He could suppress the Daozun soul if he wanted. Is he going to die? Yao Chen thought in his heart. His figure became more and more ethereal. If he was a ghost, then his soul would be scattered at this moment. You are quite stubborn. Didn't I just ask you to be a security guard for 3 years? You would rather die without a burial place and your soul would be scattered for this. Jiangnan was very helpless when he spoke. It was as if he saw the end of a hero. Yao Chen suddenly grasped the key point of this sentence. Wait, I'm willing to protect my friend for 3 years. Even if I have to risk my life, I will protect him. Yao Chen said loudly, fearing that Jiangnan could not hear him. Hey, you said it earlier. You said it earlier. Jiangnan smiled and stopped absorbing Yao Chen's soul power. At this time, Yao Chen's whole body was as transparent as glass. Only the outline of a human figure could be vaguely seen. Jiangnan flicked his finger, and the bone spirit cold fire and the soul energy he had just absorbed were ejected into Yao Chen's body. The color of Yao Chen's soul was recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. Finally, it became translucent. Your method is really terrible. Yao Chen, who had recovered, said with some fear. This method reminded him of the Soul Palace. The fighting skills of the Soul Palace are specifically designed to restrain the soul. But what is more terrifying is that Jiangnan can quietly deprive him of his strange fire. You have to know that Yao Chen had to go through a life and death struggle to subdue the strange fire. This guy just said a word and trained the strange fire to be obedient. Comparing people, it's so annoying. Little tricks. I believe you will be very glad for this choice in the future. Xiao Chen glanced at Xiao Yan. After thinking about it, he still spoke. I wonder if you are willing to be my apprentice. Of course, if you refuse, I will still protect you for 3 years. Xiao Yan was slightly stunned. I wonder why you want me to be your apprentice? Xiao Chen seemed to remember something and spoke. First of all, my friend, I want to say sorry for absorbing your Dao Qi without your consent all these years. Jiang Nan nodded with satisfaction. Old Deng is quite sensible. You should apologize when you know you have done something wrong. Xiao Chen glanced at Jiang Nan, and it was obvious that this behavior gave Jiang Nan enough face. Then he continued to talk to Xiao Yan. In the past 3 years, I have woken up several times, observed you, and found that your character is unusually strong. So I wanted to accept you as my disciple, but my soul body has only stabilized recently. Xiao Chen explained. But you should have seen that I'm not practicing Dao Qi, and you cannot guide me with this kind of power. But I can guide you in alchemy. I believe you should know my identity. In addition to being a Daozun, I'm also an 8th grade alchemy master, and I'm only one step away from a 9th grade alchemist. Moreover, I have been practicing for a long time. Although my experience may not be useful, it is definitely worth referring to. Xiao Chen directly revealed his cards. Jiang Nan suddenly realized that Xiao Chen was the most awesome angel investor. He discovered Xiao Yan's specialness from the beginning. He directly invested in the legendary Son of Destiny. He became Xiao Yan's master. Later, he came to the Great Thousand World and became the supreme elder of the Endless Fire region. His cultivation reached the late stage of the immortal Great Heavenly Supreme. Xiao Chen's qualifications can only be regarded as relatively good in the Zhongsao continent. Compared with the super geniuses of the 8 ancient clans, Xiao Chen is still a little bit inferior. If there is no great opportunity, Xiao Chen estimates that he can only reach the realm of half-saint in this life. High investment, high risk, high return. Xiao Chen's investment was directly returned thousands of times. Not only did he break through the Dao Di, but he also witnessed the 3000 worlds outside the Dao Qi continent. Even if the plot has changed now, Xiao Chen still chose to invest. Xiao Yan felt that Xiao Chen was right. Everyone's path to seeking the Tao is different. If there is a protector, this path to seeking the Tao will be easier. Compared with other cultivators in the group, he seems to be the most ordinary. The son of a god, Ji Huan, the darling of heaven and earth, the son of the world consciousness, born with markings that can see through the world. He learned the sun breathing method by himself. His bones, comprehension, and talent are all of the highest level. He entered the Tao at the beginning of his cultivation and became a cultivator in the nascent soul stage. Mingfei may look like a slacker, following the group leader every day, and likes to talk trash and flatter, but his true identity is a monster, and even he is afraid of him when he gets angry. Chapter 219, Steins Gate. As for the group leader Jiang Nan, this is an exception. It is estimated that he took an elixir and ascended to heaven on the spot before he even set foot in the cultivation of immortality. Compared with them, Xiao Yan's only advantage is that, because he is a time traveler, his soul power is a little stronger than that of ordinary people. There is no comparison. Have you made up your mind, young friend? Xiao Chen asked. Jiang Nan did not interrupt. After all, the choice Xiao Yan faced this time was quite important. Should he become a disciple or not? When Xiao Yan first knew that someone had sucked away his fighting spirit, he was so angry. Even in the original book, he angrily cursed Xiao Chen. He also threw the ring off the cliff. He completely forgot that this ring was a relic left to him by his mother. However, as time passed, Xiao Yan gradually finished reading the entire battle through the heavens. He also understood some of Xiao Chen's past. Master, please accept your disciple's greetings. Xiao Yan chose to become a disciple. He really needed a protector. He also needed someone who could teach him alchemy. Xiao Chen's ability was very powerful. In the original novel, he trained him to be a Dao Di level warrior. Xiao Chen smiled happily when he saw Xiao Yan kneeling down to become his disciple. My name is Yao Chen. You can call me Yao Leo, and of course you can call me teacher or master now. After Xiao Yan kowtowed 3 times, he was completely accepted as his disciple. Yao Chen nodded with satisfaction. I see that your soul power is different from that of ordinary people, and you are a good candidate to become an alchemist. If you practice fire attributed exercises, you can become an alchemist. Xiao Yan stood up and patted the dust on his legs. Can you use fire attributed spells? Xiao Yan spread his hands, and a ball of flame appeared in an instant. This is the basic spell of the key refining stage, the small fireball spell. This is an open fire. Yao Chen felt extremely surprised. If the Dao Key power wants to ignite an open fire, in addition to being extremely powerful, it must also absorb flames. For example, Beast Fire. My dear disciple, your cultivation system is really amazing. This alchemy technique seems to be a perfect match for you. Xiao Yan put away the small fireball. I originally wanted to practice for a while before learning alchemy, but now that I have a teacher here, I can do both at the same time. After all, I practice anytime and anywhere. Oh. Yao Chen suddenly looked at Xiao Yan seriously. The powerful soul power scanned Xiao Yan's whole body like a radar. Yao Chen suddenly found that the Dao Key in the surrounding air entered Xiao Yan's body with his breathing and converted into energy in his body. Your breathing actually has such an effect. It's like practicing every time you breathe in and out. Who invented this technique? This person is definitely a genius. With this breathing method, a person's body will be in a state of cultivation 24 hours a day. As long as you live long enough, even a loser can become a genius. Yao Chen immediately realized the horror of the breathing method. Xiao Yan said a little embarrassedly. This was created by my 2 friends. One of them is a genius and the other is a monster. Yao Chen nodded. If this technique of Xiao Yan's is released, it will inevitably cause countless powerful people to fight for it. Remember, you must hide it. If you don't trust someone, you must never tell it to anyone. Is it that serious? Xiao Yan felt that it was a bit too much of a fuss. Isn't it just a breathing method? Yao Chen shook his head. As a peak Daozun, he has experienced and seen many things. He has witnessed people as close as brothers killing each other because of a ground level technique, and witnessed teachers and apprentices stabbing each other in the back for a little benefit. This technique can be practiced 24 hours a day. From children who have just practiced Dao Qi to Dao Sheng masters, they are very needed. And if it is mastered by a family, this technique will become their foundation. It will cultivate a steady stream of powerful people for this family. Even if it is a waste, as long as it is practiced for a long time, it can become a powerful force. You underestimate the evil of human nature. You are only 15 years old, too young. Your breathing training method is unique among the countless training methods I have seen, and can even be compared to some heavenly training methods. Xiao Yan suddenly felt that he was a bit awesome. He learned a heavenly training method just like that. Yao Chen, however, saw further. He understood the value of this breathing method. If Xiao Yan wanted to establish his own power in the future, this breathing method would become the foundation for his foothold. It could cultivate more powerful people for Xiao Yan. Remember, before you have absolute strength, you must never reveal this breathing method to people you don't trust. If one day you want to establish your own power, this breathing method will provide you with a steady stream of powerful subordinates. Yao Chen solemnly warned Xiao Yan. Looking at Yao Chen's serious expression, Xiao Yan also knew how terrifying the breathing method that could be in a state of training all the time was. I understand, master. Very good. Jiangnan looked at the 2 masters and apprentices with some boredom. By the way, didn't we come here to find a bodyguard at the beginning? Don't forget our purpose. Yao Chen and Xiao Yan were slightly stunned. They had forgotten the main business. Master, the thing is like this. There are 3 major families in Wutan City, and our Xiao family is one of them. Now we have a conflict with the Jiali family. Xiao Yan told what happened in the past 2 days and his idea of taking down the Jiali family. Yao Chen nodded after listening. I see, this matter is not difficult to handle. Although Yao Chen is only in the state of soul, he has the bone spirit cold fire, so it is no problem to kill a Dao Huang strongman. A family with only a great Dao master. Yao Chen can destroy it with a wave of his hand. As long as the patriarch and the great Tao master of the Jiali family are killed, without the protection of the strong, all the businesses of this family in Wotan City will be easily swallowed up by the Xiao family. Xiao Yan is not a bloodthirsty person. Teacher, as long as we kill the clan leader and the great fighter, there will be no problem. Without the protection of the great fighter, all the industries of the Jiali family will be just a piece of fat meat. Although the elders of the family are a bit stupid, I don't believe they won't be tempted by such a big piece of fat meat in front of them. Yao Chen looked at Xiao Yan and nodded with satisfaction. It seems that you have grown a lot in the past 3 years and even have many clear ideas when thinking about problems. Jiangnan picked up the fruit and ate it boredly. Xiao Yan and Yao Chen began to plan when it would be appropriate to take action. It would be best to take action at night. It would be easiest to destroy the bodies and hide the traces when the moon is dark and the wind is strong. Wotan City is the territory of the Jayamar Empire. There are also soldiers of the empire here. If you kill people blatantly, it will cause the Jayamar Empire to issue a wanted order. Xiao Yan did not think that he had the power to rival an empire now. Chapter 220. Here comes the troublemaker. Just when Xiao Yan was thinking about when to make a move, someone knocked on his door. Brother Xiao Yan. It was Zuna. Xiao Yan glanced at Yao Chen floating in front of him. Hurry, hide quickly. Xiao Yan put the ancient ring back on his hand. Yao Leo's body turned into a stream of light and went directly into the ring. I'm coming. Xiao Yan sorted out his expression and opened the door. It's Zuna. Zuna glanced at Xiao Yan's room. Only Jiangnan was sitting on a chair eating fruit. Strange, brother Xiao Yan, I clearly felt that there were 3 people in the room just now. Zuna, you felt wrong. There were always 2 of us in the room. Xiao Yan didn't want Zuna to know what he wanted to do for the time being. He knew Zuna's true identity. Before his strength reached a certain level, it was better not to tell Zuna some things. The difference in status between the 2 of them was like that between a rich and beautiful woman and a poor boy. If the 2 wanted to be together, Xiao Yan needed to work harder and at least become a Daosheng level strongman. Well, okay, brother Xiao Yan, I'm here because the elders asked you to come over, but it doesn't seem to be a good thing. Brother Xiao Yan, you have to be careful. Zuna was a little worried when she spoke. Xiao Yan smiled disdainfully. These old guys are more afraid of death as they get older. I know, Zuna, thank you for informing me. Zuna had a smile on her face. But when she thought of what the elder said, her eyes became a little cold. It was obvious that Zuna had already known something. Xiao family meeting room. The first elder and the second elder sat on both sides. Xiao Yan's father Xiaozan sat at the top with a bad face. The atmosphere at the scene was a little stiff, and it was obvious that there had been a quarrel before. As soon as Zuna and Xiao Yan arrived at the door, they felt a tense atmosphere inside. This is the meeting room of the Xiao family. Jiangnan did not go in. He continued to walk around Wotan City. However, with his powerful divine consciousness, he could know everything that happened around him, including the meeting that Xiao Yan attended. Jaina, I'm here. Father, I'm here. Xiao Yan said with a bow. The first elder snorted. He obviously looked down on Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan, do you know you are wrong? The second elder took the opportunity to attack. Xiao Yan frowned slightly. It turned out to be as he expected. Second elder, you must have evidence when you speak. I, Xiao Yan, have never done anything wrong. Did Galia of the Gaily family die because of you? Do you know that Gaily B is sure that you killed his child? The second elder slammed the table and said angrily. It seemed that he wanted to crush Xiao Yan with some kind of momentum. If you want to accuse someone, you can always find a pretext. You said that, don't you think, that our Xiao family is afraid of the Gaily family? Xiao Yan, don't take advantage of the opportunity. If Gaily B fights with us, it will only cause losses to our family. At that time, the Oba family will benefit. Seeing that Xiao Yan was not fooled, the second elder immediately began to preach. As long as I stand on the moral high ground, I'm sacred and invincible. The second elder's tone was slightly softened. Xiao Yan, the family is in trouble now and needs you. Xiao Yan heard the meaning of the second elder's words. Sacrifice him in exchange for peace. If he falls into the hands of Jollibee, the consequences will be absolutely disastrous. Old dog, go to hell, and want to sacrifice me, believe it or not, I will kill you now. Xiao Yan was not pretending anymore. The other party was going to kill him, so why was he pretending? Sacrifice a waste in exchange for the interests of the majority. I believe everyone will make a choice. In the eyes of the first and second elders, Xiao Yan is such a waste that can be exchanged for benefits. It would be even better if Xiao Yan could be brought down because of this. The struggle for power is always a bit cruel. The resources of the Xiao family are so many. If you want to fight for more resources for your own lineage, you need more power. There is no doubt that the position of the patriarch has such power, and the first and second elders don't think Xiao Yan will die. At most, his meridians and Anshin will be destroyed. Anyway, he was a waste in the first place, and now it can be regarded as a waste. In Daoki continent, the strong are respected, and the weak have no dignity. Xiao Yan, this is for your own good, for the sake of the family. The family has raised you for so long, you should also contribute. The elder stroked his beard and said, enough. At this time, Xiao Yan spoke up. His face was very gloomy, and he obviously couldn't suppress his anger. Normally, the elder and the second elder would suppress him, but now they actually wanted to destroy his son. How could this be possible? Patriarch, this matter was originally caused by Xiao Yan. Don't forget that the Jali family has declared war on us. If we fight a business war, we will lose a lot of resources and money. If a conflict occurs, the family will suffer heavy casualties. The elder said seriously, as if he still wanted to stand on the moral high ground and consider the interests of the family. Anyway, it won't hurt his lineage, so what if he sacrifices others? Xiao Yanzi, it seems that your family likes to fight among themselves. Yao Leo's voice sounded in Xiao Yan's mind. Xiao Yan clenched his fists. He has encountered many situations like this in the past 3 years. He was targeted and bullied because he was a waste. First elder, second elder, don't you understand what I said? Don't forget that I'm the clan leader. Don't even think about sacrificing my Jaina. Xiao Yan said coldly. If it weren't for the contributions made by the first and second elders to the family, Xiao Yan might have flipped the table right now. The first and second elders wanted to say something else, but Xiao Yan slammed the table and said coldly, don't mention this matter again. If that old dog Jollibee really wants to do it, then do it. Anyway, we are not afraid. At most, we will see the real tricks. The first and second elders looked at each other. Their power could not compare to that of the clan leader. If Xiao Yan insisted on doing it, they would have no choice. Clan leader Xiao Yan, you will only push our family into the abyss. The first elder stood up and said angrily, obviously very dissatisfied. The meeting ended noisily, and no solution was discussed in the end. But Xiao Yan was more determined to become stronger. He must become stronger quickly. So strong that no one can ignore his ideas. In this meeting, Xiao Yan had no right to choose. No one cared about his ideas and words. After the meeting, Zuna found that Xiao Yan was unhappy, so she spoke up. Don't worry, brother Xiao Yan, Uncle Xiao Yan will never sacrifice you. Xiao Yan nodded, but showed a bitter smile. It's okay, Zuna, I will prove everything in a while. Well, brother Xiao Yan, I believe you. Zuna smiled. She believed in Xiao Yan from the bottom of her heart. Chapter 221, The Little Prince Who Stays Up Late. Xiao Yan was inspired by the derogation and ridicule of the family elders. So he began to give up everything, worked hard and began to cultivate immortality. Just as the saying goes, taking drugs is fun for a while, and taking drugs all the time is fun. As long as I take drugs fast enough, even a genius can't catch up with me. Xiao Yan began to refine pills and take drugs crazily. Obviously, the last incident stimulated him a lot. As for the Jali family, as long as they don't cause trouble, just ignore them. Anyway, when the strength rises, they should kill and kill. In Xiao Yan's room, the rising sun shines into the neat room through the gap in the window. Xiao Yan sat cross-legged on the bed alone with his eyes closed, and his breathing was jumping regularly. After a moment, Xiao Yan opened his eyes. Then he looked at the key training pill on the table. This is a pill taken during the key training period of the immortal cultivation, which can speed up the practice. It is sold in the Danfang Group Mall, and it is relatively cheap. Yao Leo, as an 8th grade alchemist, learned it just by looking at it once. Although the two power systems are different, the way of alchemy is similar. They all extract the energy from the herbs, complement each other, and become a higher level and purer energy. After swallowing 2 key training pills, Xiao Yan continued to practice. He still held 2 spirit stones in his hands. Spirit stones are a unique product of the world of immortal cultivation. When the spiritual energy of a mountain range is particularly rich, spirit stone mines will be formed in the mountain range. Mining spirit stone mines can get spirit stones. Spirit stones contain rich spiritual energy of heaven and earth. It is obviously much faster to absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth in spirit stones than to absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth in the air. Moreover, the spiritual energy in spirit stones is particularly pure and easier to be refined and absorbed. A morning passed. Xiao Yan completely digested and absorbed the 2 key training pills and the 2 spirit stones in his hand. After absorbing all the spiritual energy, the 2 spirit stones broke into a pile of powder. Xiao Yan exhaled lightly, and crackling sounds came from all over his body. The power in his body became more abundant. After staying up late for 2 consecutive days, he finally broke through to the middle stage of key training. The 4th level of key training. This speed is already very fast. He is indeed Long Ocean, plus the plugin, plus the grandfather. Yao Chen floated out of the ring at this time, and looked at Xiao Yan with satisfaction. Xiao Yanzi, your character is really amazing. Xiao Yan was very happy. After breaking through to the middle stage of key training, he could feel that the spiritual power in his body had basically doubled. If he faced a guy at the fighter level, he could also fight a few moves. You should know that from the training to now, Xiao Yan has only practiced for more than half a month. In Wotan City, a guy with good talent needs at least 20 years to become a fighter. Half a month of hard training is equivalent to 20 years of the other party. Comparing people, it's so annoying. After reaching the middle stage of key training, Xiao Yan had his own goal, refining pills. Not only did he have to make money by refining pills, but he also had to refine pills to make himself better pills. The extremely fast training speed would make people addicted. Xiao Yan was already addicted, and he had to practice more diligently and more hard. Teacher, I want to learn alchemy, Xiao Yan said with a bow. Yao Chen was not surprised at all. This alchemy is not an easy journey. Many people have spent countless years and still cannot take the first step, and even cannot become a first-class alchemist. Yao Chen said slowly. In this Daoki continent, to become an alchemist, you need not only talent, but also qualifications and soul power. Strong soul power is a necessary condition to become an alchemist. This small threshold has isolated 80% of the people in Daoki continent. A first-class alchemist in Wotan City is more popular than a great Daoshi. Many people in Daoki continent are engaged in life and death businesses. They really need the pills and healing items made by alchemists. And some big families will even offer alchemists to make medicine for them. But alchemists are so precious that even the Xiao family has not produced one. It is even impossible to offer a first-class alchemist. Xiao Yan made up his mind and said very seriously, I'm ready, teacher, please teach me. Okay, but the road to alchemy must be taken step by step. First of all, we need to understand the most basic pharmacology of alchemy. Yao Chen was like an excellent teacher, explaining the knowledge he understood. Jiangnan felt it was boring. Since Xiao Yan was stimulated, he stayed in the room every day to practice hard, and stayed up late to cultivate immortality. He didn't care about him as the group leader. Wotan City was soon finished, and there was no novelty at all. Jiangnan said he wanted to go out and play. Daoki continent is very big. There must be many fun places, such as Xiao Yan's future wife, Medusa Snake Tribe, or the 8 ancient tribes. But before Jiangnan decided to go out for a walk, he said hello to Xiao Yan first. Otherwise what would Xiao Yan do if he couldn't find him? Wouldn't he think he was going to destroy the world? Xiao Yan's room. Jiangnan smelled a burning smell as soon as he came here, followed by a huge explosion. It is normal for an alchemist to explode the furnace when he first started to refine medicine. It will be fine after a while. Fortunately, the courtyard where Xiao Yan was located was quite remote. The impact of the furnace explosion was not great. A few seconds later, Xiao Yan came out of the room with a big afro and a face full of dust. Ahem, teacher, what's going on? The furnace keeps exploding. You idiot, I told you to concentrate. Concentrate. You have stayed up too late these days. You dared to be distracted when refining the magic core. Who else would explode if not you? Xiao Yan has become the little prince of staying up late these days, which has caused him to be a little unwell. Just when he was refining the medicine, he suddenly became distracted. It directly led to the failure of refining the medicine and the explosion of the furnace. Ahem, I know I was wrong, teacher. Failure is inevitable. This is normal. As a novice you are already very good. You know that many people can't embark on this road in their lifetime. Yao Chen didn't think there was anything wrong with Xiao Yan's failure. Failure is the mother of success. Xiao Yan has succeeded in refining medicine several times in the past few days. It can be regarded as entering the realm of a first-grade alchemist. This is an improvement from 0 to 1. Hey, Xiao Yan, you have big dark circles under your eyes. Did you do something bad last night? Jiangnan waved his hand with a happy smile on his face and said loudly. Group leader, why are you here? Sorry, I have been staying up late to cultivate immortality and make medicine these days. I don't have time to play with you. It's okay, it's okay. This time I came here, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to play somewhere else and will not be back these few days. Jiangnan stated his purpose. Xiao Yan was slightly stunned and then nodded. He really didn't have time to spare to play with Jiangnan now. Chapter 222, Warcraft Mountain Range. Jiangnan left Wutan City. The world outside is huge, and he wants to go and see it. The biggest thing to do is to make trouble. The first place where Jiangnan made trouble was the Monster Mountain Range. The Monster Mountain Range of the Jama Empire crosses the entire empire. There are many terrifying monsters, such as the 6th level monster Purple Crystal Winged Lion King. This Daohuang level monster left a deep impression on people. It is one of Xiao Yan's important bosses in the early stage. It is also one of the important tools to promote the relationship between Xiao Yan and Yun Yun. In the novel Fighting the Sky, perhaps only Yun Yun, the leader of the Yunlin sect, truly loves Xiao Yan. He doesn't care how strong he is, what his identity is, and he doesn't even know his name. It's just a pity that the two didn't get together in the end. As the first generation of Long Ocean, Xiao Yan met a confidant in addition to Yun Yun in the Monster Mountain Range. Xiao Yixin. She is the owner of an evil poison body. Jiangnan didn't plan to go to Zhongzhou continent this time, so he just wandered around the northwest continent. This is one of the important copies of Xiao Yan in the early stage. After reaching Daohuang, Xiao Yan went to Zhongzhou continent. There are many interesting people in the northwest continent. For example, the angel investor Heibodeng's 5 ice dragons are fighting the emperor. The 9-color swallowing python Medusa, the king of the snake tribe, the legendary peerless beauty, the Cannon Academy with a strange fire, and below the Cannon Academy is the cave of Tuosh ancient emperor. The cave of Tuosh ancient emperor is very dangerous for others, but for Jiangnan, it is like his own house. He can enter and exit as he pleases, and other people who want to force their way into the cave of Tuosh ancient emperor will encounter the Taixu ancient dragon king. This is a powerful Daosheng. Although in Jiangnan's eyes, Daosheng is just like that. Just a little stronger than ordinary people. Warcraft Mountain Range. As the overlord here, the Purple Crystal Winged Lion King sleeps leisurely in the cave. Warcraft has its own sense of territory. Weak Warcraft will not break into the territory of powerful Warcraft. Normally, the Purple Crystal Winged Lion King would only leave his territory when hunting. But today, a human came to his territory. The human was ordinary, even a little weak, so weak that the Purple Crystal Winged Lion King did not even sense the faint breath. This human was Jiangnan. Jiangnan was as cool as entering a no man's land in this dangerous magic beast mountain range. The surrounding magic beasts were like cute little animals in his eyes. Look, the little rabbit is so cute, it must be delicious to make braised spicy rabbit head. Jiangnan is holding this mentality now. The purple crystal winged Lion King still doesn't know what he is going to face. Inside the huge cave, the purple crystal winged Lion King and his child were lying in the nest and sleeping. Today's sunshine is so bright, it's a good time to sleep in. There are many treasures in this cave that are good for fighters, such as purple spirit crystals or companion purple crystal sources. Huff, ha, ha. The heavy breathing of the purple crystal winged Lion King echoed in the cave. Jiangnan thought it was fun, so he left the cave and pulled a small grass at the entrance of the cave. When he came to the cave again, the amethyst winged Lion King was still sleeping soundly. Jiangnan gently placed the grass in front of the amethyst winged Lion King's nose like a mischievous kid and began to tickle him. The sleeping amethyst winged Lion King only felt his nose itchy, then he sneezed suddenly and opened his eyes. Achoo! The huge sneeze echoed wildly throughout the cave. Ha ha ha. Jiangnan laughed heartily, as if his prank was successful. It was obviously boring, but Jiangnan had a lot of fun. When the amethyst winged Lion King saw the human squatting in front of him holding the grass, he was confused and then angry. He was looking, the amethyst winged Lion King, in the Warcraft Mountains, which Warcraft didn't take a detour when it saw it. Why did the human disturb my rest? Do you want to die? The amethyst winged Lion King's angry roar roared wildly in this area. Why are you roaring so loudly? You're disturbing my eyes. Jiangnan said very pretentiously. The purple crystal winged Lion King was slightly stunned. You know, it is a 6th level magic beast. It is equivalent to a human Dao Huang. Moreover, magic beasts have a bonus of strength, and its physical strength is comparable to that of a high level Dao Huang. Most ordinary humans will be scared to death when they see it, or even scared to death. Even if it is also a Dao Huang, the purple crystal winged Lion King does not think he will lose. But today, the human in its cave gave it a very strange feeling. It is obviously very ordinary, but very dangerous. Human, you are the first person to come to my cave in so many years. Do you want to die? Jiangnan tilted his head and thought for a while, then said, no, I'm only 18 years old this year. According to my lifespan, I can live another. Sorry, my lifespan is infinite. The purple crystal winged Lion King felt that the human in front of him was talking nonsense. Although practicing Dao Qi can prolong his life and lifespan, but how can it be infinite? Human, what you said is really funny. The purple crystal winged Lion King was not in a hurry at this time, because to it was just a weak human. Jiangnan spread his hands helplessly. No one believes the truth these days, which makes me feel helpless. Really? Then let me see how true you are. The purple crystal winged Lion King raised his hand and slapped Jiangnan. The huge claws were extremely sharp, and the force of tens of thousands of pounds was so strong that even a Daowan would be beaten into a pulp. This is the natural strong physique of the Warcraft. Jiangnan looked at the huge claws slapping at him, and then stretched out his hand. Who doesn't know how to play the clapping game? You clap once, I clap once, a child is on an airplane. Jiangnan's palm was like the difference between a football and a table tennis ball in front of the huge claws of the purple crystal winged Lion King. When the little hand and the claw collided with each other, the purple crystal winged Lion King only felt a huge force coming. His strong Warcraft body collapsed instantly. His claws rotated 180 degrees and twisted unnaturally, and all the bones inside were shattered. Jiangnan's hand was so slow and so light, as if he was really playing a game. But why was there such a strong force? The purple crystal winged Lion King didn't understand. But now was not the time to understand. The purple crystal winged Lion King roared angrily. Human, you deserve to die. A terrifying purple flame began to burn around. This was the beast fire of the purple crystal winged Lion King. Although it was not as good as the strange fire, this kind of fire was also one of Xiao Yan's important trump cards in the early stage. Jiangnan looked at the deadly flames that appeared around him, but there was no fear on his face. He slowly opened his mouth and continued. You clap twice, I clap twice, to children with pigtails. Jiangnan clapped his hands together twice, and then slapped the purple crystal winged Lion King's face. It was still so slow and so light. But the purple crystal winged Lion King felt a fatal threat. Chapter 223, Braised Lion's Head. The amethyst winged Lion King was filled with fighting spirit. The powerful fighting spirit formed a terrifying defensive shield. However, this powerful defensive shield was shattered into pieces by Jiang Nan's palm. The amethyst-winged Lion King was shocked when he saw this scene. This kind of power that can easily tear apart his defensive fighting spirit, if it falls on him, the result will be either disability or death. The amethyst-winged Lion King realized at this time that he had provoked the wrong person. However, it was too late. Jiang Nan slapped it directly on the face. The amethyst-winged Lion King only felt a pain in his head. Then the world was spinning. Jiang Nan accidentally slapped it and gave it a concussion. Fortunately, this is a fantasy world. There is such a thing as fighting spirit. The amethyst-winged Lion King recovered quickly. Jiang Nan couldn't help but sigh that the physique of the Warcraft is really terrible. But the game is not over yet. Since you want to play the clapping game, just play it to the end. You clap 3 times. I clap 3 times. 3 children eat cookies. Jiang Nan stretched out his hand again. The hand rushed towards the face of the purple crystal-winged Lion King with terrifying force. The purple crystal-winged Lion King quickly blocked it with his claws. As a result, both claws were broken. My lord, I was wrong. After the purple crystal-winged Lion King knew that the other party was a super strong man, he knelt down without hesitation. He couldn't beat him. In the Daoki continent, the strong are respected. The purple crystal-winged Lion King didn't want to die so aggrieved. My lord, take whatever you want. Please let me go. At this moment, the purple crystal-winged Lion King no longer had the arrogance he once had. In fact, the purple crystal-winged Lion King still looks very majestic and domineering. The ferocious lion head, the beast eyes full of cruelty, and the huge mouth full of fangs are like a meat grinder. There is a sharp spiral horn on the lion's head, and clusters of purple flames are swirling on the tip of the horn. There is a pair of purple wings on the side of the lion's body. The thick and powerful tail behind him keeps shaking, and there is flame-like hair on the tip of the tail. The mighty and domineering purple crystal-winged Lion King was now lying on the ground like a puppy. His 2 front paws were completely broken. There was a big slap mark on his face. Jiang Nan slowly put down his hand. Look carefully, your lion head is quite big. I wonder if it tastes good when made into braised lion head? Jiang Nan licked his lips. There is no law to protect animals in this world. There is no group of vegetarians who like to stack buffs. Jiang Nan also ate dishes made by Warcraft when he was in Wotan City. The taste was not bad. Because the physique of Warcraft is particularly strong, the meat is particularly good, but it is a bit difficult to chew. I haven't eaten a 6th level Warcraft yet. Jiang Nan stretched out his hand. The purple crystal-winged Lion King only felt a huge fear pressing on its heart. This fear prevented it from even thinking of resisting. Jiang Nan didn't care about the life of the purple crystal-winged Lion King. Whether it was the purple spirit crystal or the companion purple crystal source. He didn't care. He just wanted to eat braised lion head now. How to cook it? First chop off the head, then pluck out the hair and peel off the skin. There are no kitchen tools here, so why not chop it up? But I want to eat it whole, so that it's more interesting, just like eating chicken, and keeping the chicken legs. Jiang Nan's tone seemed to be a little expectant. The purple crystal-winged Lion King was almost scared to death when he heard what Jiang Nan said. A dignified 6th level magic beast, a Daohuang level strongman, the overlord of the magic beast mountain range. His fate at this time was like the chicken, duck, fish, and beef on the chopping board, at the mercy of others, and finally cooked into a delicacy and served on the table. The purple crystal-winged Lion King didn't want to die. Even ants tried to survive, let alone the purple crystal-winged Lion King with great power. In the world of beasts, strength is everything. The purple crystal-winged Lion King chose to surrender. My lord, I'm willing to be your spiritual pet, willing to sign a master-servant contract with you, and be your servant forever. Please don't kill me. The purple crystal-winged Lion King had already put down all his dignity at this time. Dignity is not something that can be eaten. And it is not a shame to submit to a super strong man. On the contrary, it is likely to hug a thick thigh. Jiang Nan narrowed his eyes slightly. He did not seem to need a lackey, but having a lackey is not bad. The area of the Daopio Kankian world is many times larger than the Earth. Even the remote northwest continent is larger than the Earth. I think the purple crystal-winged Lion King will be a very good means of transportation. The most important thing is that the purple crystal winged Lion King is majestic and domineering enough. Riding this Lion King across the sky will surely attract more people's attention. Invisible pretense is the most deadly, and in the northwest continent, the Dao Huang is the top power. The purple crystal winged Lion King will be a very good fighter. You should be glad that you look very good and fit my aesthetics. A handsome and tall mount like you in an online game cannot be taken without tens of thousands of dollars. It just so happens that I need a pretense arrangement now. What a coincidence. Jiang Nan tapped his finger lightly, and a rune appeared in the mind of the purple crystal winged Lion King. You are not qualified to be my servant yet, but you can be my dog, a pet. This rune can make your power purer, heal all your injuries, and at the same time, it can easily wipe out your consciousness and soul. Jiang Nan said lightly, and his voice appeared directly in the mind of the amethyst winged Lion King. The amethyst winged Lion King sensed the rune in his mind, which was an incomprehensible power. It was full of mystery and unknown. Well, good dog, let's go. Jiang Nan grabbed the red hair of the amethyst winged Lion King and began to drag him out. The powerful force was not something the amethyst winged Lion King could resist. Even if he just had the idea of resisting, the rune in his mind would issue a warning. Deep in the cave, a pair of eyes looked at the amethyst winged Lion King, who was dragged out of the cave with fear. Master, can I tell the child something? Jiang Nan stopped and looked at the purple little lion deep in the cave. Okay, hurry up. Jiang Nan waved his hand impatiently. Seeing Jiang Nan agreed, the amethyst winged Lion King immediately ran to his child. The child will eventually leave the protection of his parents. He needs to face everything alone. Their world of Warcraft is cruel. The Warcraft mountains are not as orderly as the human world. They abide by the most primitive laws. Strength is respected, and the strong will win. All things compete, and the fittest survive. This is the law engraved in the bones of Warcraft. A few minutes later, the purple crystal winged Lion King took his purple spirit crystal and left. Purple spirit crystal is a good thing. It is a treasure that even Dao Huang strongmen covet. It takes 20 years for the purple crystal winged Lion King to fall off a piece from his body. In the original book, Yan, the leader of the Yunlin sect, fought with the purple crystal winged Lion King for this thing. In the end, it was he who was sealed. The skin is innocent, but holding the jade is guilty. The purple crystal winged Lion King does not think that his child can protect this thing, and there is also a companion purple crystal source. The companion purple crystal source can allow the purple crystal winged lion clan to directly advance from the 4th level Warcraft to the 5th level Warcraft. It is also a very precious treasure. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 224, Act on One's Own Will. Jiang Nan found the purple crystal in the hands of the amethyst winged Lion King quite interesting. The purple crystal was crystal clear, just like a gem. What is this? Let me take a look. The amethyst winged Lion King's arms were already healed at this time. The mysterious runes in its mind were emitting a strange power all the time. Jiang Nan didn't want his pretentiousness to be a cripple. In that case, it would be better to make a braised lion head. The amethyst winged Lion King handed the purple spirit crystal to Jiang Nan without hesitation. After Jiang Nan got the purple spirit crystal, the mysterious runes in the amethyst winged Lion King's mind stopped issuing warnings. If the amethyst winged Lion King had any hesitation just now, the mysterious runes in its mind would have erased its soul without hesitation and turned its body into a puppet. Jiang Nan never needed the amethyst winged Lion King. All he needed was a handsome mount and a good-looking spirit pet. As for the others, it didn't matter whether they had it or not. Puppet or soul. Jiang Nan was very willful. As a 6th level magic beast, the flying speed of the amethyst winged Lion King is still very fast. Just like a high-tech fighter, it is no problem to fly tens of thousands of kilometers a day. Jiang Nan rode on the neck of the amethyst winged Lion King and grabbed its red hair as a rein. Go. The purple wings on the back of the amethyst winged Lion King flapped quickly. The violent sound of the wind was echoing. The amethyst-winged Lion King walked in the air and entered the clouds. The departure of the amethyst-winged Lion King caused a huge sensation in the Magic Beast mountain range. Countless weak magic beasts began to flee everywhere. The amethyst-winged Lion King did not control his breath. Everything around was in chaos. I remember that the snake tribe seems to be in the desert. Do you know the way, Baglan? The amethyst-winged Lion King was stunned for a moment and then realized that Jiangnan was talking about himself. The desert. I remember it is on the other side of the Magic Beast forest. You need to pass through most of the Magic Beast forest and you have to cross. Just know the way. Let's go. Jiangnan patted the amethyst-winged Lion King's big head. The purple crystal-winged Lion King increased his flying speed. The Taga Desert. The dazzling sunlight scorched the golden desert like a blazing flame. The scorching summer heat is not enough to describe the temperature here. However, this place is a paradise for fire attribute practitioners. The fire attribute energy in the desert is quite active. If you practice fire attribute fighting spirit here, then the practice speed will be at least half faster than usual. However, the heat here is not something that ordinary people can bear. Jiangnan fanned the wind with his hand. The temperature is a bit over the standard. The purple crystal-winged Lion King did not feel much, as his magic beast physique could ignore these temperatures. Let's have some rain. It rarely rains in the desert. Otherwise, the desert would not have formed. Jiangnan snapped his fingers lightly. The originally clear and cloudless sky was suddenly covered by dark clouds. These dark clouds seemed to appear suddenly. When the residents in the desert raised their heads, the sun had disappeared. Only dense dark clouds were left in the sky. Jiangnan nodded as he looked at the sun covered by the dark clouds. It's much more fun now. The temperature in the desert made Jiangnan feel uncomfortable. He only needed to cast a small spell on himself, or release a little bit of power. As the saying goes, if you can't change the environment, then change yourself. But Jiangnan is just the opposite. He won't change himself. What needs to be changed is this era and this environment. The dark clouds covering the entire sky rarely appear in the desert. Everyone was amazed. The violent thunder was brewing in the dark clouds. White lightning slid in the sky. Is it going to rain? No, if Jiangnan doesn't want it to rain today, it will just keep thundering. On the way here, Jiangnan had already thought of the person he wanted to play with at the first stop. Angel investor Heibodon. So her tests not only courage, but also wisdom. After his cultivation was sealed by Medusa, Heibodon could only live in the desert selling maps. Until he met Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan unsealed him and restored his cultivation. Even if he became the Yan Emperor, he was willing to respectfully call him Haleo. What is interesting is that in the forum of Battle Through the Heavens, some people wondered if Heibodon had also read the book Battle Through the Heavens. And he read it from the back to the front. Turning to the last page, Emperor Yan Xiao Yan directly invested all in, and Nailin Yanran read Battle Through the Heavens from the beginning. Fighting power, 3rd stage. After Nailin Yanran cursed it as rubbish, she threw the book away and ran to cancel the engagement. Of course, this is just a joke played by readers in the forum. The purple crystal-winged Lion King flew over the city. The terrifying aura disturbed all the people in the city. This is a 6th level magic beast. A strong man at the overlord level. Woohoo, take off. Jiangnan's voice echoed above the city. Some people with better eyesight instantly discovered the person sitting on the purple crystal-winged Lion King. People who can sit on a 6th level magic beast must be very powerful. Because the dark clouds covered the sun, the temperature in the desert gradually became a little comfortable. I said there should be wind. Jiangnan's voice had just fallen, and the originally calm ground began to blow. In less than half a minute, it turned into a sandstorm that covered the sky. Jiangnan. Forget it, let's not have wind. Jiangnan rubbed his eyes, and after another half a minute, the sandstorm suddenly disappeared. The fickle weather made people in the city a little overwhelmed. Sometimes the weather was clear, and sometimes dark clouds covered the sun. Sometimes the wind blew, and sometimes it stopped. Some residents who have lived in the desert for a long time have never seen such a strange weather. Big Lion, let's find a place to go down. Jiangnan patted the big head of the purple crystal-winged Lion King. The purple crystal-winged Lion King nodded, and then chose a place with few people, and began to slowly land. When everyone found that the 6th level magic beast was going to land in the city, they all panicked. You know, if a Daohuan level strongman fights, it can destroy a city. The strongest in their city is just a Dowling. Dowling is like a bug in front of a Daohuan. Unless it is a protagonist like Xiao Yan who is cheating. Otherwise, the difference between the two realms cannot be made up by hard work. The people around fled in all directions. Because the desert is hot all year round, most people here wear less. Most men are topless, while women wear cooler clothes. Moreover, most of the residents here have healthy wheat skin. The amethyst-winged Lion King slowly fell. As a king, it never restrains its momentum, nor will it restrain its momentum. Chapter 225. Keeping a low profile is impossible. The purple crystal-winged Lion King landed in the center of the city. The huge purple wings were folded after landing. Jiangnan glanced at the residents who had run a few hundred meters away. The purple crystal-winged Lion King is about 5 meters in size. It is already a huge monster in front of humans. Jiangnan jumped lightly and jumped directly from the purple crystal-winged Lion King. It is impossible to be low-key. I can only pretend to be cool in this life. Or thunder broke through the sky. Jiangnan made a handsome appearance. Where is the applause? Jiangnan was proud of his appearance. The result was silence. The people around him had already run away to escape. Oh, it seems that I'm pretending to be cool. Jiangnan looked around. Many weaker fighters hid in the house and shivered like ostriches. This is a desert city of the Taiga Desert. The hot weather makes most people here a little irritable. But now they are calmer. At this time, the soldiers stationed in the city appeared around. Obviously someone chose to ask for help. A dozen soldiers in armor stopped as soon as they came near the amethyst-winged Lion King. Are you kidding? They are just a group of fighters and masters. The amethyst-winged Lion King is a 6th level magic beast. One claw can kill them all. What a joke. A dozen soldiers looked at each other and didn't dare to step forward. Obviously they were extremely afraid. After hesitating for a moment, a soldier in heavy armor chose to step forward. Obviously he was the boss of these people. Jiangnan took out a rope from somewhere and tied it around the neck of the amethyst-winged Lion King. The amethyst-winged Lion King felt very uncomfortable. But he didn't resist, because as soon as he had the idea of resisting, the runes in his mind would issue a warning. After Jiangnan tied the rope, he saw a soldier in armor walking over cautiously. Yo, hello. Jiangnan used the way Tuan Zi often greeted. But obviously the armored soldier didn't understand. Although he didn't understand, it didn't affect his respect for the strong. The strong are respected in Daoki continent, although there is order here. But in the final analysis, order is only made by the strong. As long as you are stronger than the strong who make the order, then these orders are just like nothing to you. Sir, is there anything I can help you with? The soldier said very respectfully. Through the gap in the helmet, you can see that he has a big smile on his face, even a little flattering. It's okay, I just came here to play, don't worry about me. Jiangnan said casually. But the soldiers can't really ignore it. If the superiors knew that these soldiers chose to ignore this strong man because of fear, then it would be a mess. Sir, why don't I take you around the city, and I will pay for anything you want. The leading soldier thought of this method. It can monitor the purple crystal-winged Lion King, and please Jiangnan. I'm not some emperor who doesn't have money every day, but it's not bad to have someone treat me. Young man, you're very sensible. Jiangnan stepped forward and patted the soldier on the shoulder. The soldier could only nod awkwardly. It's my honor to help you, sir. By the way, what's your name? Jiangnan asked. I'm Langjun, the captain of the Mochung defense team. Langjun is as good looking as his name suggests. He's handsome. Jiangnan had a smile on his face. He often likes people who treat him. Seeing that Jiangnan was so easy to talk to, the soldiers around him came forward one after another. But it was obvious that Jiangnan didn't bother to pay attention to them. He came here to have fun. The city buildings with unique desert characteristics were crisscrossed in this city. The soldiers stationed here quickly restored order here. Some strong men followed Jiangnan quietly, but they were just a group of great fighting masters and fighting spirits. The residents living in Mochung also quietly came over after discovering that the purple crystal-winged Lion King would not attack them. They have never seen such a handsome and powerful monster in their lives. People's curiosity is very powerful. When there is no danger, curiosity is the biggest danger. Jiang Nan walked on the street with a rope. The purple crystal winged Lion King followed him obediently. Behind the purple crystal winged Lion King was a large group of soldiers. Behind the soldiers were residents who were watching the excitement. This formed a weird picture. A weird long dragon kept shuttling in the desert city. Such a huge show made Jiang Nan very happy. And Jiang Nan's reputation also became famous in the Jayamar Empire. What a super peerless strong man riding a 6th level monster. What a handsome and arrogant super genius. What a super handsome guy that even monsters can't resist his charm. When things spread from person to person, the rumors will always become super exaggerated. Some people may not have seen Jiang Nan, but they have definitely heard of his legend. As Jiang Nan walked, he was suddenly attracted by the stall next to the street. He remembered a special skill exclusive to the protagonist, picking up leaks. It is the kind of small object that looks ordinary, but actually contains some kind of opportunity. No matter how others buy and sell, they will not find the secret contained in this small object, but the protagonist can see it at a glance. This is the protagonist's skill of picking up bargains. But Jiang Nan does not need to be simple, and his powerful divine consciousness allows him to see through everything directly. Lang Jun has been in this city for many years. After struggling in society for a long time, he will read people's faces and eyes. This kind of person will automatically do things well without the leader's instructions. This kind of person can also be called smooth in dealing with people. Generally, this kind of person will be highly valued by the leader. Sir, I understand. Lang Jun came directly to the stall that Jiang Nan was looking at. Sir, I wonder how much the things here are selling. Dogs relying on the power of others, and foxes pretending to be powerful will make people hate them. Lang Jun understands this truth, so he is very gentle when he speaks. He will not show his usual fierce appearance in front of Jiang Nan. Jiang Nan thinks that Lang Jun, this lackey, is pretty good, and he is very satisfied. There is a man in a black robe sitting on the stall. This kind of person reminds Jiang Nan of Xiao Yan. They all like to wear black robes to look mysterious. The price is negotiable. The black-robed man spoke slowly, with a clear and pleasant voice. It was a girl. Girls should protect themselves when they venture out, especially in a world like Daoki continent. Reality is very cruel. It is not as beautiful as imagined. The bad guys are really bad. I wonder what the adults want. Lang Jun turned around and said to Jiang Nan with a smile. The black alchemy furnace. Jiang Nan pointed to a black alchemy furnace in the corner of the stall. Isn't Xiao Yan practicing alchemy recently? It can be used as a gift. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.